What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories.
4SC, Chapter 76, The Real Strength of Aokiji. Please customize. Please complete. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Zoro vs. Whisperer Vice Admiral. Both of them are swordsmen, and their fights are also very fierce. Since Zoro learned Bachin Ryukendo, he has hardly made a move. This time against Vice Admiral, he was totally excited. 8,000 streams of kendo, claiming to contain all genres and sword styles. With the battle, Zoro seemed to enter a state. The surroundings became blank, only the opponent in front of him. You're actually using me to hone your swordsmanship. Whisper Mouse also found out about Zoro's state, and was very shocked in his heart. Quickly exit Zoro's attack range. Interrupt Zoro's state. Thank you for your coaching. 3 swords profound truth 3000 worlds. Zoro appeared behind the expelling mouse and closed the knife. Puff. The whisper rat fell to the ground spouting blood. Vice Admiral. 150. The ghost spider shouted and rushed towards Zoro immediately. It's just right, I just want to hone a knife flow. Zoro pulls out the word, Hidao, and challenges the ghost spider. And Luffy had even more fun. After opening the second gear, rushing into the marine is like a tiger entering a flock. Marine's elite soldiers stood in front of Luffy like little children. Sweeping a large area, there is no resistance at all. Straw Hat. Boy, your nonsense can stop. Stallo Berry Vice Admiral stood in front of Luffy with knives in both hands. What a long beard. It's amazing. Luffy's eyes suddenly lit up. Dare to destroy Buster Call. Your voyage ends here. System. Stallo Berry instantly disappeared in place. Luffy also disappeared with a shave. You actually know how to use cut. Stallo Berry slashed the air with a sword and looked at Luffy in surprise. I'll be transformed. Luffy's voice fell, directly opening 8 inner gates. 6th gate. Open. What ability is this? Stallo Berry was taken aback. Luffy wouldn't explain it to him, and instantly disappeared in place. Boom. Stallo Berry was punched in the jaw and flew into the sky. To the peacock. Luffy growled. The flames bloomed in the air, like a peacock opening its screen. This bastard, Luffy, has a lot of energy, and I can't drag it on. Sanji looked at the peacock that was blooming in the sky, and flames were also burning on his feet. Then jumped into the air and fell rapidly. Fantastic and explosive cuisine. Boom. Huo Shaoshan was kicked away. Such a strong kicking skill. At such a young age, you can be so successful in kicking skill, you will definitely become a threat to Marine in the future, so I must arrest you. Huo Shaoshan held a knife in both hands and rushed towards Sanji. Sanji stood motionless and lit a cigarette. The stamina of Meng material is huge. Huo Shaoshan froze for a moment, then rolled his eyes and fell to the ground. Sanji looks at the fight between Enel and Aokiji. The battle between the two has also reached the stage of white-hot talk. 20 million volts. Thor. Enel went straight to big, he was going to beat Marine Admiral, he wanted to prove that Bayou was stronger than him. Your fruit ability is well developed, but unfortunately you don't have Master Haki. Behind Aokiji, ice spears appeared, and armed colors were wrapped around them. Then, with a wave of his hand, the ice spear stabbed at Enel like a torrential rain. Break me, Enel roared, and the fist formed by thunder and lightning blasted out. Thunder's destructive power is very powerful, even without Haki's blessing, it can easily destroy the ice spear that entangles Haki. However, Aokiji had too many ice spears, and it was like a heavy rain. Puff. An ice spear stabbed Enel. Thor's state disappeared instantly. You are too terrifying. If I were to give you a little time, I would not be your opponent. As Aokiji said that, he was about to arrest Enel. Enel. Luffy roared and opened the 7th gate in an instant. Quickly take Enel aside. Luffy, you. Enel looked at Luffy oddly. Then leave it to me, I'm going to blow this ice cube away. Luffy looked at Aokiji with angry eyes. Originally, he had a good impression of Aokiji, but this time he attacked ordinary people, which made him very angry. You were taught this trick by Bai Yu, right? Aokiji ignored Luffy's anger and was calm. Right. Luffy's voice fell, and Haki wrapped his fists and punched Aokiji. Xing Tan easily escaped, the strength is very strong, but you have to hit it. This move will be a big burden on you. You shouldn't be able to hold on for long. It's enough to hit you. Luffy roared and started to attack violently. But they were basically blocked by Aokiji's ice. Tigress. Boom. A powerful shock wave goes straight to Qingshong. The frozen sea all around was also shattered by this blow. Aokiji was also rushed out. The last warship was also destroyed. Aokiji fell on the shattered ice, and the sea froze again. Wiping bloodline at the corner of his mouth, what a powerful force. Luffy landed on the water, lifted the 8 inner gates, gasping for breath. Both Sanji and Zoro immediately appeared in front of Luffy and Enel. Unexpectedly, I just haven't seen you for a few days. Your strength has improved a lot. Marine Vice Admiral is no longer your opponent. It seems that you can't let you go this time. Aokiji said that a chill started to appear on his body, and the temperature around him dropped rapidly. Every breath felt as if ice had entered the body. Don't breathe, Zoro shouted. Found out, but it's too late. Yoshio slowly walked towards the four of them. No, I can't move my 3.6 body. My body is about to freeze. Bastard Marine, Luffy roared, and his body began to freeze. ZZ. Lightning flashed, and Enel appeared in front of the three. Three idiots, I am a god, and I still use you to protect me. Enel used the golden stick in his hand to the three. The golden rod instantly melted and turned into a spherical shape, enveloping the three of them. Boom. Enel kicked the golden ball into the air and landed on the proverbs. Next, let's have a good fight. Enel's whole body began to flash thunder light, directly entering the state of Thor. Raise your left hand and place your right fist on your waist. The starting style of Pegasus Meteor Fist. This time he will use Pegasus Meteor Fist in Thor form. Chapter 77. Marine is defeated. Good. Please subscribe. Please customize. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Self-proclaimed God, but throwing his own life to save others, this is not what God would do. Aokiji spoke slowly. I just think they are in the way, and I am a god, how can I die? Enel himself was a little confused, he had only been with them for a short time, but he couldn't help but choose to save them. Of course, this is absolutely impossible to admit, he is God. Not sure if Sanji's fruit salad has apples in it. Then let me see the power of God. Bully mouth. The giant ice bird headed straight for Enel. Pegasus Meteor Fist. In an instant, the fist formed by the power of thunder and lightning swung hundreds of punches in an instant. A powerful shock wave, mixed with the power of thunder and lightning, blasted out. After the ice bird came into contact with the shock wave of the Pegasus Meteor Fist, it was instantly shattered, and there was no resistance at all. Aokiji was startled, the speed was too fast, and the power was very powerful, so he quickly elementalized it in advance. Boom. Aokiji's body shattered instantly. The frozen sea was also shattered by the impact of a powerful force. 12. After this punch, Enel half knelt on the ground, exhausted. Really want to eat some fruit salad. Does fruit salad need ice? A piece of ice rises from the sea and becomes Aokiji. Damn, Enel didn't even have the strength to stand up now, let alone fight. When you get to prison, I'll give you a fruit salad. Xingqiang slowly walked towards Enel. Super electromagnetic cannon. Boom. An orange shock wave pierced Aokiji's body. 30 round flowers. Robin immediately moved to bring Enel to his side. Next, leave it to me, it's time for my Yan Shuanging Usopp to take action. Usopp changes personality again. He holds a gun in his right hand and a knife in his left. This knife is the famous knife flower porridge that Bai Yu snatched from Tashigi. Now that he has mastered his spear skills, he has begun to practice martial arts and swordsmanship. So the way of fighting has also changed. Melee snipers. After seeing Usopp, Aokiji couldn't understand it. A gunslinger who can't melee is not a good gunslinger. Usopp's voice fell, and he rushed towards Aokiji. Frozen time capsule. With a wave of the knife in Usopp's left hand, the cold air was split open. Then the right hand fired quickly. Bang bang bang. With 3 shots in a row, the finished bullet glyph blocks all of Aokiji's actions. Aokiji raised his hand and created a block of ice ready to resist bullets. Just at this time, the bullet turned. What power is this? Aokiji was startled, and quickly released a lot of cold air to block the bullet. This is gunfighting. Usopp appeared behind Aokiji and slashed out with his left hand. Puff. Aokiji is split in 2. It's really powerful spear fighting. If you know hockey, I'm really going to get hurt. Aokiji emerged from the ice and grabbed Usopp's leg. Usopp was frozen in an instant. Bakudo 21 Red missed escape. Mary uses Kido to create large swaths of smoke. Vivi took the opportunity to transform and rescue Usopp, who was frozen into ice cubes. Robin. Vivi, you bring Mei Li and leave with everyone. I'll hold Xingqiang. As Nami said that, arcs began to flicker on his body. The eyes are resolute. Aokiji, I'll go with you, you let them go. Robin stood in front of Nami. Robin. Both Nami and Vivi exclaimed. I never imagined that a person like you would give up his life for others one day. Aokiji looked at Robin in surprise. I can't believe that someone like you will do such a cruel thing one day. Lightning shrank. Bayou appeared in front of Robin. As long as I'm here, no one in this world can hurt you. Robin nodded. Tears kept flowing uncontrollably, and hugged Bayou gently. Thank you. Vivi, they leave. Let Chopper hurry up and heal Usopp. After Bayou finished speaking, he turned to look at Xingqiang. Vivi instantly transforms into a big bird and brings several people back to the proverbs. Forget it, I'm really not your opponent in this state, and I'm likely to be hacked to death by you and leave. Aokiji turned around and left. Aokiji, you're really not fit to be a marine. Bai Yu said, you're not fit to be a pirate either. Aokiji shook his head and left with the surviving marine. Marine was defeated. Great, so happy to see Marine being defeated for the first time. I almost thought I was going to die this time. Who is the one who saved us? It seems to be Straw Hat Crew. The last person who pushed back Admiral Aokiji was Bai Yu, the deputy captain of Straw Hat Crew. I never thought we would be rescued by pirates one day. The Straw Hat crew is really terrifying, it can even destroy the Buster Call and fight against Marine Admiral, isn't it too powerful? Anyway, we survived. Continue to celebrate with a carnival. The people of the water capital all cheered. After the catastrophe, how can we not celebrate? Luffy and others have recovered under the treatment of Chopper. But the atmosphere on the ship became very heavy. After this battle, they saw the gap between themselves and Admiral Bai Yu. I want to practice. I want to become stronger. I want to rescue Ace. Luffy's expression was extremely determined. Today, they only played against one admiral, and they were already defeated. If you want to go to naval headquarters to save people, you have to face an admiral. I'm going to be stronger. I didn't even help in today's fight. Chopper shouted loudly. You've helped a lot. Without you, they might have lost their lives. Bai Yu rubbed Chopper's little head and said, I want to learn hockey. Enel looked serious. He lost 150 in the first battle from Sky Island, which made him very unwilling. I know that everyone wants to become stronger, which is a good thing, but you must know that haste is not enough. As long as you practice hard, I guarantee that you will become very strong. However, the most important thing for us now is to build a one-of-a-kind pirate ship of our own. Find a new home for Mei Li too. Bai Yu said and looked at Mei Li. Although Mei Li has materialized now, she is still a ship spirit. Only on the ship can the greatest strength be exerted. As for the proverbs, forget it. Landed directly in Dock No. 1. When the craftsmen who were working saw the Straw Hat crew coming, they immediately put down their work. Thank you. Without you, the Water City may not exist. On behalf of all the citizens of the Water City, I thank you. The iceberg came over and thanked him very solemnly. Thank you, Straw Hat crew. All boatmen also bowed in thanks. As a thank you, our Carolet company is willing to build a pirate ship for you for free, and use the treasure tree atom to build a pirate ship that can sail in any sea area. When Bingshan said that, someone took the money that Bai Yu gave before. What's so funny? Thank you so much. Nami took the money back with a look of embarrassment. This is my blueprint, take a look at it. If there is no problem, we will start work. Iceberg took out his own blueprints. Can't wait for Bai Yu and the others to see it. There was a commotion outside. Chapter 78. Ancient Weapon Pluton Drawings. Please customize. Please complete. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. A group of people in fancy clothes rushed into Dock No. 1. The leader was only wearing shorts. The key is a man. When Bai Yu saw the person who came, he immediately recognized the person who was transformed, Frankie. Iceberg frowned when he saw Frankie. Kick them out. Understood. A group of strong boatmen, ready to drive Frankie out. Straw Hat crew, I'm here to give you the blueprints. Frankie shouted loudly. Mr. Iceberg, let him come over, I really want to see what kind of drawings it is. Hear what Bai Yu said. Iceberg waved his hand and put Frankie in. This is my blueprint. After Enel rescued me, I saw your battles, and the flying ship, and I designed this ship. Frankie took out a stack of drawings. Bai Yu didn't look at the drawings in a hurry, but looked at Enel strangely. This guy can still save people. He also saved Frankie. I just went and killed the guys who were blackmailing Robin. Enel opened his mouth to explain. No need to explain, this is good, how does it feel to be treated as a hero? Bai Yu asked with a smile. No feeling, Enel said and took out an apple from Kabuto and ate it. Bai Yu didn't speak, and glanced at Frankie's drawing. The appearance was the same as the original Thousand Sunny, but there were a lot more things, and it seemed to be a little bigger. As long as this ship is built, I can guarantee it will be the best ship in the world. No one. Frankie was very nervous when Bai Yu didn't speak. Okay, Frankie, you've had enough trouble, go back and dismantle your boat. Iceberg said very dissatisfied. Now that you're here, don't be in a hurry, Ka Fram. A woman came out of the crowd and called out Frankie's real name. Both Bingshan and Frankie were shocked. Except for the two of them, only Granny Coco knows this secret. Granny Coco would never tell this secret to anyone else. How did the woman in front of you know? Queen of the Pleasure District Stussy, you are here. Bai Yu recognized the woman. The only thing I can find about Frankie is the CPU of world government. And Stussy is the emperor of the dark world, how huge the intelligence network is. Coupled with the clues provided by CP9, it is not impossible to find Frankie's information. Copy. People Bai Yu, you are amazing, you know me. Stussy looked at Bai Yu with a smile. What? Queen of the Pleasure District? Queen of the Pleasure District Stussy. How could she be here? One of the kings of the dark world. Queen of the Pleasure District Stussy. Everyone around who knew Stussy was shocked. Because even if they know, few people have really seen this emperor of the dark world. Now that they suddenly appeared here, how could they not be terrifying? I know a lot more, such as the purpose of your coming here. Bai Yu said with a smile. CP9 failed and Buster Call was destroyed by them. The world government will definitely not let go of the design drawings of the ancient weapon Pluton, so it can only be done by the CPO. Cough. Then say it. Stussy looked at Bai Yushong with a smile. Of course it's what's in his stomach. Bai Yu said and instantly appeared in front of Frankie and opened the hidden compartment in his stomach. Take out a stack of pictures. Bastard. Give it back to me. Frankie roared and was about to snatch the blueprint. One of the Bakudo stuffed. Bayou pointed a finger. Frankie's hands were behind his back, and he fell to the ground, unable to move. Bayou, we can make a deal, you give me the blueprint, and I can give you 1,000,000,000 Bailey. And the friendship of the Emperor of the Dark World. Stussy didn't try to snatch it. She knew Bayou's strength. It would be very difficult to snatch something from such a person. I can't think of the value of ancient weapon Pluton, it's only worth 1,000,000,000 Bailey, so I will give you 2,000,000,000, and you will bring me both Poseidon and Uranus. Bayou said with a smile, 1,000,000,000 Bailey wants the design of the ancient weapon. Really when he doesn't know anything. Ancient. Weapon Pluton. Could it be the legendary ancient weapon that can destroy the world? How is this possible? Isn't this just a legend? Unexpectedly, ancient weapon actually exists. Ancient weapon, not many people know about it, and basically listen to it as a legend. Few people believe that the ancient weapon is real. But I never thought that this kind of thing actually exists. Stussy's face was a little ugly, looked at Bayou and said, then tell me, how do you want to trade? To be honest, this thing is a hot potato. Even if you are the Emperor of the Dark World, you can't eat this thing, right? Unless you make a deal with the world government. Bayou deliberately didn't reveal Stussy's identity. If he did, he would be in trouble. He still has this sense of proportion, of course, only because his current strength is not invincible. You don't need to take care of it. Since I dare to ask for it, then I can handle it. You can make an offer. Stussy doesn't want to delay time, because now Bayou has spread the word. It won't be long before even those in the Dark World have gotten the news now. The main thing is that she is afraid that her identity will be exposed. Since you are so straightforward, then I am also happy, 20 devil fruits, 1 price. Bayou opened his mouth directly. Now that he has his own exclusive skills, to improve his strength, he can't just rely on the crew, he must improve the Shira skills. The best way is to directly absorb devil fruit. What? Stussy's eyes widened, and then his suppressed anger erupted instantly. Do you think devil fruit is an ordinary fruit? 20. Why don't you grab it? Grab. Where can I get 20 devil fruit? Tell you me, I'll go now. Bayou smiled, it was much faster than grabbing it. You. Stussy gritted his teeth angrily, don't go too far Bayou, don't think I'm really afraid of you. Then you can grab one from Lee's and try it. Bayou stretched out his hand and looked at Stussy defiantly. In the Dark World, no one dares to take this thing except me. Stussy was very angry, if it wasn't for Bayou, maybe she would be gone by now. That's not necessarily true. I think the world government must be very interested in this thing. Maybe it can give me more benefits. Bayou smiled and wanted to threaten him. Bastard, I promise you, but 20 devil fruits are too many, even I can't raise them in a while, you have to give me some time. Stussy gritted his teeth and agreed. Although devil fruit is rare, Bayou did not ask for a specific devil fruit. Just get some fruit that no one wants, there is no problem. No problem, our ship is broken, and a new one has to be built here. I have been here for the past week. Bayou smiled slightly, if this business really happened. Then he was more sure about Summit War. Chapter 79. Because we are pirates. Please customize. Please complete. Stussy is gone. Everyone's eyes on the Straw Hat Pirates also changed. It turned out that they were very grateful, but now the gratitude has turned into disgust. Pirates are pirates, always only know how to snatch. Frankie's gaze towards Bayou was also full of anger and resentment. Only the eyes of the iceberg are very complicated. He knew very well that without Bayou, they would never be able to keep Pluton's drawings based on their strength. However, he knew exactly what Bayou's purpose was. Please leave. We will never build a ship for you. Yes, even if you kill us, we will never give you such a man-made ship. Get out of here. You are not welcome in the water. A group of boatmen shouted loudly. Be quiet. No matter what, they are the ones who saved our water capital. There is no doubt about it. Even if they don't snatch the blueprints, we won't be able to keep the blueprints today. Our water capital, people are trustworthy. If we say that we can build ships for them for free, we must build ships for free. If you have kindness, you must repay your kindness. This is our principle. Iceberg stood up and shouted loudly. Hearing Iceberg's words, the boatman also calmed down. Also think of the strength of Stussy. Although I don't know the specific strength, but to become one of the emperors of the Dark World, the strength will definitely not be 150 weak. At least it's definitely not something that a dock company like them can compete with. It seems that there are still smart people, then the ship will be handed over to you, and Frankie's drawings will be used for the blueprints. You can dismantle this ship at will, and you can use whatever can be used, but it is best not to let me know that someone is greedy for gold, then it will kill people. Bayou also doesn't care what these people think of him. These people's impressions of him, whether they are good or bad, have no influence on him. Well, no problem, we will deliver the vessel in the shortest possible time. The iceberg held down Frankie who was about to speak. Okay, then please arrange a few rooms for us. Bayou nodded. They don't have a place to live now, they always want a place to live. The Carrere company is so big, there must be a guest room or something. It costs money to go out and live, but you don't need to spend money to eat and live here. No problem, I'll let someone arrange it for you. Iceberg agreed immediately. A group of people entered the room arranged by Iceberg. Bai Yu, why are you doing this? Nami finally couldn't help but ask. I thought you would resist asking. Bai Yu smiled slightly, then tell me, why didn't I do it? Frankie and Iceberg, and the boatmen will all die if the mate doesn't take action, Queen of the Pleasure District, not good people. Robin saw it thoroughly and knew why Bai Yu shot. But, aren't we also misunderstood? Vivi said aside. Anyway, we are not good people, we are a group of villains, a group of bad pirates, do you still care what others think of us? Bai Yu smiled and looked at everyone. We were originally bad guys, so it doesn't matter if we are treated as bad guys, because we are pirates. Zoro said suddenly from the side. The consciousness of the green algae head has improved very quickly. Sanji smiled and looked at Zoro. Hee, that's better than you rubbish chef. It's worth 10 million Baileys. It's really rubbish. First cut to Marine Vice Admiral today. Zoro looked at Sanji with disdain. Bastard. Want to fight. Sanji was furious when he heard about the bounty. Okay, it just so happened that I didn't enjoy cutting it today. Zoro's hand rests on the hilt. When, can you two be quiet for a while? Nami roared. Sorry. The two raised their heads and apologized softly. Ha ha ha. Zoro and Sanji are stupid. Luffy immediately laughed when he saw the two of them. When, you two, sorry. Luffy hung his head and stood next to Zoro Sanji, like a schoolboy admitting his mistake. Enel held the apple's hand and just put it to his mouth, but he didn't dare to bite it. Luffy, are you really going to deal with Stussy? Vivi knew a few things about Pluton, and if Pluton really came to life, it would be a disaster for the world in the hands of either power. Why not trade? 20 BCDG, devil fruit, even if it is the worst fruit, the minimum value is 2 billion Baileys. Bayou is a must for those devil fruits. But, in that case, wouldn't the drawings fall into the hands of people in the dark world? If they build Pluton, won't we be the sinners of history? Nami spoke immediately. Who told you that you can build Pluton with drawings? Pluton drawings have been around for so many years, who knows if the drawings are complete? Bayou smiled, but he never gave a complete drawing. And Stussy only asked for Pluton's drawings, and didn't say how much. Bayou, you are good or bad. But I like it. How could Nami, a money fan, not understand what Bayou meant? However, in this way, we will offend the Emperor of the Dark World. Robin said aside. It's just a group of mice that can't see the light, we are not even afraid of the world government, but we are still afraid of them. Bayou looked disdainful. Anyway, they are about to fight against the world government. Are you afraid of this little thing? CPO is also a good whetstone for them to improve their strength. At that time, they are all admiral level combat power, still afraid of ghosts. Well, Bayou, I will be able to fully master healing jutsu soon, you must teach me new skills, I want to fight. Chopper said with high spirits. Mary will also work hard. Mei Li clenched her small fist and said very seriously. Seeing the two little cuties, everyone laughed. They have to get stronger. Get stronger. Inside Iceberg's office. Bastard Iceberg. You're afraid of them, but I'm not afraid of them. Don't want to use my drawings, let alone make them ship. Frankie was very angry and roared loudly. You calm me down. You are just incompetent fury. Bingshan snorted coldly. Do you think it's just you and me that can fight the Emperor of the Dark World? Can we fight the world government? They are helping us. Help us. Frankie was taken aback. You think about it, why did they shoot after Stussy appeared? And their strength wants to kill us, it should be very simple, right? Why didn't Bayou kill us, and deliberately spread the news of the blueprints? If they really want to get the blueprints, do it quietly, and then trade with Stussy, wouldn't it be good? After Iceberg finished speaking, Frankie was lost in thought. He was indeed saved by Enel and saw how powerful Enel was. 10 Buster Call class battleships were destroyed almost instantly. Can still fight Chingchong for so long. The strength of other people is also very strong, especially that Bayou. Even Stussy, the Emperor of the Dark World, had to compromise. Why would they do this? Frankie is also a little confused. Maybe, they just want one boat, the one you designed it to. The Iceberg can't think of any other reason, only this one. What he didn't know was that Bayou wanted not only a pirate ship, but also a boatman. Chapter 80. Devil Fruit arrives, Frankie gets on board. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Holy Land, Mariajoy. 5 Elders meeting room. Stussy reported the ancient weapon Pluton to the 5 Elders. When the 5 Elders heard it, their faces were extremely gloomy. The reason why they arranged for CP9 to go undercover was because they didn't want to let outsiders know about the existence of ancient weapon. Now it was announced by Bayou, and even the other 2 ancient weapons were also announced. What annoyed them the most was that Ziyu asked for 20 devil fruits. Even the worst, most rubbish devil fruit. The lowest value is also above 100 million Bailey. And it is very rare, 3 or 2 are better to say. There are 20 devil fruits when you open your mouth, really think devil fruits are Chinese cabbage. Stabilize that Bayou first, and after you get the blueprint, immediately erase it and bring back all the devil fruits. The 5 elders with the sword said coldly. We have a few more here, Marine should have a few more, and the rest in the dark world. Bearded 5 elders said, who will kill Bayou then? Asked the blonde 5 elders. It's not easy to make it public, so let the CPO solve it and destroy the Straw Hat crew by the way. Said the bald 5 elders. The 5 old guys looked at each other and nodded, without any objection. If you dare to be the enemy of the world government, you will only die. Stussy began to prepare immediately after receiving the order. Start looting devil fruit in the dark world. Of course, it certainly wasn't that smooth. Because other emperors of the dark world are also searching for devil fruit. The inventory of devil fruit was not much, and now it has been looted by everyone. The consequence is that prices continue to rise. Even the most rubbish zone devil fruit is worth more than 500 million Baileys. These bastards. How could Stussy not know that those people were deliberately raising the price of devil fruit? But how can this be done? 5 elders and Marine's 12 devil fruits have been delivered. If she can't get 8, she can't get Pluton's blueprint, and all that awaits him is death. Only bite the bullet and buy these high-priced devil fruit. Maybe in the next period of time, there will be no devil fruit in the dark world trade auction. However, most of these devil fruits are zone, and they are all very bad zone. There are only a few parameshes, but all are tasteless in their abilities. After getting everything ready, Stussy is ready to trade with Bai Yu. After the transaction is completed, the authenticity of the drawings is confirmed, and the rest is to assassinate the Straw Hat crew. They want blueprints, but they won't give devil fruit. Collecting so many devil fruits is just to stabilize Bai Yu and prevent Bai Yu from destroying the drawings. And these days Straw Hat crew is very serene, hardly ever leaving the room. Every day, people from dock number 1 bring them meals. No one knew what the group of them were doing in the room. The people in dock number 1 and the Flatch family are stepping up the construction of the pirate ship. Enel's Arc Proverbs has also been completely dismantled. Frankie also got a lot of inspiration and integrated some of the Proverbs designs into the new ship. This pirate ship is absolutely unique in the world. Frankie looked at his masterpiece with a sense of pride. Brother, your sunflower design is really beautiful. Said the Frankie family. Bastard. That's not a sunflower. Frankie growled. It should be the sun. Barry said, smoking a cigarette. This is the lion. The king of beasts. The lion. Frankie growled. It's a very good design. I hope the people on this ship can be like the sun, calm and optimistic, and can cross the cruel sea of 10,000 miles. Kunas in the world, you are really optimistic about them. Iceberg knew what Frankie was thinking. Stinky bagoo. Frankie glanced at the iceberg and muttered softly, as expected, this guy knew him best. Okay, the ship has been built, and it's time for them to leave. Iceberg patted Lanky on the shoulder. No need to call, here we come. The Straw Hat crew came out. Wow, so handsome. When Lu saw Fakeson ship, his eyes immediately lit up. Others were also very excited and happy when they saw the new ship. The boat is really beautiful and very handsome. And it is more than 3 times bigger than Going Merry. It's a beautiful new boat, but the flowers on the bow are so ugly. Stussy walked in with a group of people. No one was holding a small wooden box, just 20. As expected of the Emperor of the Dark World, to be able to get 20 devil fruits in such a short period of time, I have some doubts that I want less. A smile appeared on Bai Yu's face. With these 20 devil fruits, his strength can definitely explode again. I've brought devil fruit here, we can trade it. Stussy really doesn't want to talk nonsense with Bai Yu now, otherwise she is afraid that she can't help but do it directly. Of course you can, but I always have to see if your devil fruit is real. Don't give me 20 ordinary fruits, so I'll lose a lot of money. Bai Yu wouldn't hand over the blueprint so bluntly. Of course, I also have to confirm the authenticity of the drawings. Stussy had no objection, waved his hand, and his men stood in a row behind him and opened the small wooden box. For flowers. There are various devil fruits in it, with different shapes, but the special atmosphere and tarantula patterns cannot be faked. Bai Yu didn't talk nonsense, and took out the prepared drawings. Throw one to Stussy. Stussy handed the blueprint to an old man beside him. The old man adjusted his glasses, looked at the drawing carefully, and nodded to Stussy. I am still very honest. If there is no problem with the drawings, let's trade, and we will also set sail. Bai Yu opened his mouth and urged. No problem, let's trade. Stussy said and waved again, and 20 people put devil fruit in front of Bai Yu. Bai Yu also handed over the rest of the drawings to Stussy very simply. It is a pleasure to work together, and I hope to cooperate more often in the future. Bai Yu said with a smile. Hopefully. Stussy turned around and left with the drawings, not bothering to talk nonsense with Bai Yu. Point 0. Anyway, these people are about to die. Mary, put these things away first. Bai Yu said. Mei Li nodded, and with a wave of her little hand, the 20 small wooden boxes disappeared. Luffy, don't we have one less boatman on board? Choose one of these two, they are both very good boatmen. Bai Yu glanced at Frankie and Bingshan. I'm not interested in being a pirate, but this guy is very suitable. Iceberg pointed at Frankie. Frankie, you join our pirate team. Lu immediately sent an invitation. I won't join you. Frankie flatly refused. Our vice captain just gave them 1/3 of the blueprints. After they found out, did you say they would come to you for other drawings? After all, the blueprints were found on you. They didn't dare to shoot at us. There will be no hesitation in making a move. Robin said aside. Bastard, what are you? You didn't give all his drawings. Frankie was stunned. He really didn't expect that Ziyu would dare to lie to Stussy. Got it. If you want to protect the Pluton drawings, you can only join us. Bayou said and threw the remaining drawings to Frankie in front of everyone. After Frankie caught it, the whole person was stunned. Then, before he could react, Straw Hat crew had already boarded the boat. Frankie, come and be our boatman. Luffy shouted loudly. You bastards. It seems that I can only join you. Frankie said and turned to look at his family. You bastards take care of yourselves, idiot Bagoo, they will be handed over to you. After that, he jumped on the pirate ship directly. Boatman Frankie aboard. 1. Chapter 81. Thousand Sunny sets sail. Garp is here again. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Thank you all. Frankie bowed very solemnly and thanked him. In fact, he knew very well that without Straw Hat crew, he and Iceberg were already dead. The ship is your gift of thanks, and we all love it. Bai Yu said, instead of thanking me, please introduce the function of this ship. Before the introduction, this ship doesn't have a name yet, so let's give it a name first. Frankie said very solemnly, the name of the pirate ship is very important. Everyone was lost in thought. Luffy raised his hand first and shouted loudly, Black Bear, White Bear Lion. What's your name? Usopp complained and said proudly, let's call it the Lion ship. Then it's called the Balloon Orangutan Lion. Luffy said again. Everyone's face turned black. 150, Squid Octopus Chimpanzee. Luffy said again, not as good as the first two. Everyone complained in unison. How is Mr. Sunflower? Sanji said. Dark Maru is also good. Robin said. I figured it out. Chopper raised his hand and jumped up excitedly, and said loudly, Flower Pirate. Not as good as my Violent Lion Champion. Frankie shook his head. Bai Yu, you also say a name. Luffy shouted from the side. The bow of the ship is a lion's head like the sun, and the hull is still made by the treasure tree atom, which allows us to traverse thousands of miles of sea. I think Frankie's earliest original intention should be to hope that we can travel across the sea with the sun coming soon. Bai Yu said and looked at Frankie, the name of this ship might as well be called Thousand Sunny. Frankie froze for a moment. Everyone else was lost in thought. Well, it's definitely better than the sleeping lion I thought. I also agree with the name, better than my Diablo pill. Then call it Thousand Sunny. Millions of sunshine, the meaning is very good. The others agreed immediately. The name of this ship is Thousand Sunny. Okay, next, I will introduce the special features of Thousand Sunny to you. Boom. Before Frankie's words were finished, a cannonball landed on the side and exploded. A marine warship approached. The bow is also a huge dog's head. Without a word, Enel's arm turned into a thunderbolt, ready to rout the warship. Don't do it yet, this is not the enemy, it's Luffy's grandfather. Bai Yu quickly grabbed Enel. Luffy's grandpa is marine. Is he a pirate? Enel's eyes widened. Several other people who didn't know Luffy's identity also widened their eyes. The relationship between the Luffy family is rather chaotic. His grandfather is a marine hero, Garp Vice Admiral. Although he is Vice Admiral, his strength is not weaker than Admiral, even a little stronger. His father is the worst criminal in the world, the leader of the Revolutionary Army Monkey D. Dragon. Bai Yu said briefly. The grandfather is marine, the son is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, and the grandson is a pirate. Your family is really messed up. Frankie also gave a thumbs up. He has seen many chaotic families, but he has never seen such a mess. Luffy, are you ready to be caught by me? Garp growled loudly. Grandpa, why are you arresting me? Luffy shouted loudly. Idiot, I'm marine, you're a pirate. I don't know who you catch. After Garp finished shouting, he looked at the soldiers beside him and said, prepare me 2,000 shells. Yes. The soldiers took orders immediately. Aokiji was lying on the chair sleeping with the blindfold on. Hearing Garp's words, he pushed aside the blindfold and glanced at Garp with a strange look. Not to mention 2,000 rounds, even 20,000 rounds are useless. If you really want to catch it, can you just rush over and hit it? Then he ignored Garp, put on his blindfold and went to sleep. Garp rubbed his arm, grabbed the cannonball, and threw it out. The cannonball flew out rapidly, faster than the cannon shot. Enel lifts a finger, and the current blasts out, and the cannonball explodes in the air. Let's run quickly, this time it doesn't seem like a joke. Bai Yu also noticed that something was wrong, the speed of the cannonball was too fast. And Garp's appearance is a bit too coincidental. The key is that there are still Chingchong on the warship. He's just done a deal with Stussy on his side. Garp appeared. It can only be said that the world government is going to take action against them. Frankie, let's go. Didn't you say this ship is awesome? Usopp yelled in fright. Annie, Road, please enter your point into this sphere, which is similar to your previous ship. Frankie said. Enel glanced at the metal ball next to the steering wheel, put his hand on it, and began to input electricity. Enough, I'll show you my secret weapon next. Frankie said proudly. You are taking a last look at the beautiful water capital, you will not see it after a while, and you can also say hello to Marine and say goodbye. Stop talking nonsense. Aokiji is standing up. Seeing Aokiji stand up, Bai Yu knew that Aokiji was about to shoot. If the water is frozen, they are in danger. Against Aokiji and Garp at the same time, he has no chance of winning. Emergency flight mode. Frankie pushes a button and all the sails are quickly retracted automatically. 2 wings appeared on either side of the boat. The wind blows. Boom. Thousand Sunny flew out like a cannonball. The capital of 7 waters slowly disappeared behind him. Wow. Luffy screamed in excitement. The wind blows. Chopper excitedly mimicked Frankie's voice and movements. This is just the tip of the iceberg of Thousand Sunny, who is stronger than you think. Frankie is very proud, arms crossed, super. 3.6 Luffy, Usopp, Chopper eyes glowing, scholar Frankie's action. It's over, there's another idiot on the boat. Nami was speechless with his face covered. Originally, there were not many normal people on this ship, but now there is an abnormal one. As the jet's power was exhausted, the ship began to descend slowly. The wings on both sides are also slowly retracted, and the sails are automatically opened. Boom. Landed safely on the water. Familiar with you guys, Melee come with me. Bai Yu felt something was wrong and had to quickly improve his strength. Use these 20 devil fruits first. Even with the worst abilities, the power of these 20 devil fruits is enough to take his skills to a level. As for Frankie's exclusive skills, we'll talk about it later. Chapter 82. The Haunted Sea, Brook is here. There is a merchant ship in the sea near the water capital. But the ship was not a businessman, but a member of the CPO. Marine Vice Admiral Garp brought Aokiji to hunt down Straw Hat crew and they escaped. The person in charge of intelligence said, "Damn, how come Garp and Aokiji are here, shouldn't they be at naval headquarters at this time?" Stussy cursed angrily. They seem to be escorting Ace to the Ennie's lobby, maybe passing by. Pass the fart. Stussy took a deep breath. Where did the Straw Hat crew go? No, I don't know. The intelligence officer trembled with fright. I don't know. Then what do you eat? Stussy felt like he was going to die. The ship flew away. Flew away. Stussy froze for a moment. It flew away with a method similar to an air cannon, and the ship can still grow 2 pairs of wings. The intelligence officer said cautiously. Then they always know the direction they are flying, right? Stussy said coldly. I know, but what? Are you challenging my patience? Stussy's eyes were extremely cold. 12 inches. Where did you get the information from the shipyard? The blueprint that Bai Yu gave us is incomplete, and part of it is in Frankie's hands. The intelligence officer said quickly. Then go and catch Frankie. Stussy clenched her fists and clenched her teeth. She's really going to kill now. Frankie aboard the Straw Hat crew. The intelligence officer had not finished speaking. With a flick of his finger, Stussy killed the intelligence officer. This time, if the mission goes wrong, you know the consequences, Stussy. With a red mask behind him, the tall CPO reminded him. No need for your reminder. Go after the Straw Hat crew now. Stussy gave the order angrily. She vowed to kill Bai Yu. At that time, the Straw Hat pirates are smart and happy. Especially after the funny addition of Frankie. Even more joy. And Bai Yu was not involved. He starts absorbing devil fruit in the room. 20 devil fruits, all zone, not one paramesha. And these zones are all very weak zones. Mice, bugs, cats, dogs, etc., are the most common forms. It is estimated that these are some fruit abilities that no one wants. But Bai Yu didn't care either. As long as he can increase his power on it. Since quality is not enough, then he relies on quantity. Absorbed 20 devil fruits in a row. The power in Bai Yu's body has been greatly enhanced. After turning on the Shura skill, the power is even more outrageous, at least 20 times stronger. Finally, I have the strength to gain a foothold in this world. Now he doesn't know how powerful he is. However, he felt that it should not be difficult to deal with Admiral. His only flaw now is that Hawkeye is too weak. Even if he fused all the Hawkeys of the crew, Armament Hawkeye now only has Luffy, Zoro and Master Sanji. The others just got the Observation Hawkeye Master, and the few people who got on the boat later did not even have the Observation Hawkeye Master. It's time to find a place to specialize them. Bai Yu calculated the time for Ace's execution, and he had to speed up the process. As soon as he got out of the cabin, he found that there was thick fog everywhere. Where did this go? Bai Yu asked suspiciously. Ask these idiots. Nami said angrily. Only then did Bai Yu realize that Luffy, Usopp, Chopper, and Frankie were lying on the ground with several large bags on their heads. What surprised him the most was that Enel had a bulge on his head, hiding aside to eat apples. Is this Luffy too fast? Bai Yu thought of the cold man who claimed to be a god, looking at the current Enel. Forget it, that's it doesn't help. Sorry. Luffy took the lead and others apologized. These bastards, what did they say to test the performance of Thousand Sunny? Regardless of the direction of the recording pointer, they drove the ship into this fog. Nami got angry when he saw a few people. This place should have entered the Magic Triangle, also known as the Devil's Sea. Bai Yu looked at the thick fog around him and said, hundreds of boats disappear mysteriously every year, and some people who escaped here say that there are ghosts here. Ghost. Usopp's face turned pale and his whole body trembled. Cheat, cheat. Not only are there ghosts, but it is also said that there are living skeletons and walking zombies here. Bai Yu's tone became low. This sea is haunted. Haunted. Usopp rolled his eyes and fainted. Chopper was similarly frightened and fainted. Nami's face turned pale with fright, and he hugged Bai Yu tightly. Vivi was also afraid, holding the other arm. The faces of other people are not very good looking, but they are not as unbearable as these people. Only Luffy's face was full of excitement. That's amazing. Let's go find a ghost. At this moment, there was a sound of singing in the distance. Ghost. Usopp just fainted. Chopper also fell to the ground with his eyes rolled over. Nami and Vivi both had numb scalps and hugged Bai Yu tightly. The faces of the others also turned ugly. A large old ship fell by the side. Several people clearly saw a skeleton standing on the boat singing. Enel's whole body glowed with lightning, ready to attack. A living skeleton. Awesome. Luffy was so excited that his eyes lit up. Bai Yu stopped Enel's attack. If the current Brook receives a blow from Enel, the bones of his body are probably shattered. And he's also looking forward to Brook's exclusive skills. Bai Yu. Zoro. Yama 150. Let's find the skeletons. Luffy shouted excitedly. I really can't help you. Zoro said helplessly. Go and see what it is. Bone broth is also a good choice. Sanji took a breath and said. Sanji, are you the devil? Bai Yu is very helpless. There is nothing in Sanji's eyes that he can't cook. Bai Yu, don't go. Both Nami and Vivi held Bai Yu tightly. At this time, Luffy had already boarded the big boat next to him. Zoro and Sanji could only follow. Skull. Alive. Luffy and Brook said in unison. Hey, roar roar. I'm startled. I don't know how long I haven't seen a living person. Brook lets out a magical laugh. Skulls can talk. Sanji was also taken aback. The key is that this skeleton even has hair. It's so weird. Zoro put his hand on the handle of the knife, ready to strike. Amazing. Do skeletons poop? Luffy asked curiously. Zoro and Sanji looked at Luffy strangely. What is the problem? I shit. Brook answered honestly. It's amazing. Join our pirate team. Luffy looks excited. Okay. Brook agreed immediately. Chapter 83. The weakest Shichibukai. Please customize. Please complete. Both Usopp and Chopper just woke up and opened their eyes. Then I saw Brook on board. The two rolled their eyes and fainted again. Damn. Both Nami and Vivi screamed in fright, and they jumped directly to Bai Yu. Robin's forehead was also sweating, and he looked at the skeleton in front of him with a wary expression. Enel's body also began to flicker. The most calm one was Mei Li, who looked at Brook innocently. Are you all right? Brook pushed Usopp and Chopper. It's all right. Usopp opened his eyes, suddenly screamed, took out a cross from his bag, and shouted loudly, the evil spirits are gone. The evil spirits are gone. Chopper also opened his eyes and hid behind Bai Yu in fright. Evil spirit. Where is it? Brook looked puzzled. It's not you. Everyone shouted in unison. Cough. Brook himself was taken aback. Ha ha ha, isn't it amazing? I have invited him to join our pirate team. Luffy had a smile on his face. What? Everyone looked at Luffy in surprise. After some jokes, everyone came to the restaurant. Usopp and Chopper hid behind Bai Yu, holding the cross in fear. The others also looked at Brook warily. Really? A nice boat, what a beautiful restaurant. Brook looked at the restaurant and admired. This is a super pirate ship built by me, are you still very discerning? Frankie is very proud. I really look forward to delicious food. I haven't eaten serious food for a long time. I have to endure that kind of hunger every day and work hard to live. Although it is a skeleton, it has no front chest and no back. Skull joke. Kiss hoo hoo hoo, auntie. Skull joke. Ha ha ha. Luffy laughed too. Okay, please use it, Sanji said and started to quickly serve the dishes. Soon a large table of delicacies appeared on the table. Glittering food. It looks absolutely delicious, just worth the day. Brook was silent for a while, but the happiest thing is to meet you guys, I saw people. Kiss hoo 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 hoo. You're welcome, eat. Luffy had a smile on his face. Then a group of people started to eat quickly. Bai Yu, hurry up and persuade Luffy. Nami was scared to death when he was in the mood to eat. What? There are people in our pirate group, there are monsters and gods, isn't it good to have a skeleton? Bai Yu continued to eat as he spoke. If he didn't eat it, he would be eaten up later. A table of sumptuous food is quickly wiped out. Tell me, what the hell are you? Zoro looked at Brook and said. I'm not a thing, no, I'm a thing. Brook rubbed his afro and did it calmly, a long time ago. Tell me well, Nami roared. As soon as she heard this beginning, she thought of telling a story. I ate yellow spring fruit. Brook slowly told his story. Sure enough, after listening to Brook's story, Zoro gradually let go of his vigilance. Monster, hurry up and show up. Usopp took out a mirror and pointed it at Brook. No, Don't hold the mirror to me. Brooke was flustered. Haha, it really works. Usopp was smug, but his laughter stopped abruptly when he saw what he saw in the mirror. Because there is no Brooke in the mirror. Everyone was vigilant again. My shadow has been taken away. People without shadows can't be refracted by light, so things like mirrors and cameras can't see me. Brooke sighed and looked at Luffy. Thank you for inviting me to join your pirate group. I'm very happy, but I can't join you. Ah, why? Luffy asked in surprise. Because my shadow has been taken away. I can't live in the sun. I can only live here, and if I'm exposed to the sun, I'll turn into ashes. Brooke said why? Then go get your shadow back, can't you? Luffy said. You are really a good person, but I can't let you die. He is too powerful. If I have a chance to meet him in the future, I will definitely fight to the death. Brooke said and raised his head. Now let me sing a song for everyone, as a return gift for dinner. Can you still sing? Luffy's eyes widened. I used to be a musician and swordsman in the pirates. Brooke took out a violin as he spoke. It's amazing. Skeletons. Join our pirate team. Luffy was so excited that the musician he was thinking of finally showed up. And it's still an interesting skeleton, how could he let it go? My name is Brooke. I'm so rude, I don't know your name yet. Brooke said very gently. My name is Luffy. Join us. We'll help you take back the shadow. Luffy grinned. He had to let Brooke stay. It's too dangerous, we just met for the first time, I absolutely can't let you lose your life for me. Although Brooke was very moved, he still refused. It's not that idiot Gecko Moria, don't worry, he's not our opponent. By who got Lee's, you didn't take Moria seriously at all. Moria's ability is very powerful, but the development is the most rubbish. It can be said that it is the worst among Shichibukai right now. Any one of them can handle it. Except, of course, Frankie, who just got on board. Bai Yu hadn't given Frankie his skills yet, but Frankie's skills surprised him. Really? Hook. Brooke was very excited. If you can really help me find my shadow, I am willing to go out to sea with you. Then it's settled. Let's go fly Moria. Luffy immediately stood up excitedly. However, we don't know where they are. Brooke shook his head. Don't look for it, they're already here, Enel. Bai Yu said and looked at Enel. Enel nodded and disappeared. Chapter 84. Straw Hat Luffy, not too smart. Absalom has just boarded a pirate ship. I was about to enter the cabin to see if there were any beautiful women. As a result, a person suddenly appeared. Then he saw lightning flashes, and then he knew nothing. The others walked out of the dining room and onto the deck outside. What kind of monster is this? Usopp was taken aback. It's a transformed person, not a monster. Bai Yu looked around. They had entered the Horror 3 said sailboats. Transformation of people. Frankie froze for a moment, mainly because he was a remodeler himself. Okay, Mei Li, the boat will be handed over to you. Bai Yu said. Although the Mary has materialized, it is still a ship spirit. It would be most appropriate to leave the boat to be guarded by Mei Li. No problem. As Mei Li spoke, her body merged with the ship. This is the power of the ship spirit. It's just a pity that Mei Li is a special crew member, and Bai Yu does not have the ability of Mei Li's ship spirit. Mary. Frankie's eyes widened, and after Mei Li merged into Thousand Sunny, he noticed the difference. Mary was the spirit of our last ship. Bai Yu explained. Ship spirit. Materialized ship spirit. Frankie's jaw dropped in shock. I said how I felt that this little girl had a different soul. I never thought that the spirit of the ship actually existed. Brooke was also very surprised. Go catch the zombies. Luffy yelled and rushed out. Stupid. Don't run around. Zoro shouted helplessly and followed. These two lunatics actually ran out first, really. Sanji sighed. It's okay. Anyway, there is no one on this island who is their opponent. Bai Yu waved his hand and let them go. The environment here is not bad, you can practice without delaying the navigation, this is a good choice. He has decided that this time is here. Until Summit War begins. As for Moria, if I'm being honest, let him be here. If he is obedient, then don't blame him. Let's go too. Bai Yu said and jumped ashore. Can I not go up? Usopp's legs go weak at the thought of zombie ghosts on the island or something. It's safer to stay on board. Also, when there are zombies and ghosts, you can help deal with them. Now Mei Li can't fight. Bai Yu said immediately. I'm just asking, how could this BCDG adventure be without me? Usopp's face changed immediately. He thought of what happened last time watching the boat, and he didn't want to watch the boat if he was killed. Master, this time there is a big fish. The little zombie shouted loudly. Huh, what big fish? Moria opened her eyes. It's the newcomer who's been in the limelight lately, Straw Hat Crew. The little zombie was very excited. Nani. Moria's eyes widened and she stood up straight. How could he not know about the Straw Hat Crew? Especially that Bai Yu, the terrifying monster that can fight Marine Admiral. How could he not know this? He just came back from a meeting at Naval Headquarters yesterday. And the bounty from the Straw Hat Pirates. Quickly find out the latest bounty. Straw Hat, Monkey D. Luffy, bounty, 680 million Bailey. Duplicant Bai Yu, reward amount, 1 billion Bailey. God Enel, reward amount, 800 million Bailey. Pirate Hunter Zoro, reward amount, 600 million Bailey. Blackfoot Sanji, reward amount, 500 million Bailey. Yan Shuangying Usopp, the reward amount, 100 million Bailey. Nico Robin, reward amount, 100 million Bailey. Little Thief Cat Nami, the reward amount, 100 million Bailey. Pet Chopper, reward amount, 100 Bailey. Except for one pet who offered a reward of 100 Bailey, all the members offered a reward of over 100 million. This lineup is comparable to the 4 emperors. At least here in the Grand Line, it is definitely the king level. These guys can even destroy Buster Call. How dare he offend these people? What a big fish. Really big fish, or a big fish that can eat him all. Where are they? Moria immediately shouted loudly. They have landed. Before the little zombies could finish speaking, Moria rushed out. At the same time, I was praying in my heart that those stupid guys would never offend this group of people. The master actually took the initiative to take action, but this time it was foolproof. The little zombies are very excited. At this time, Luffy is excited to find zombies and ghosts. He has not seen these things. 3-headed dog, it's amazing. Luffy's eyes lit up. Where's the Zoro? Just looking back, I found that the Zoro people were gone. All 3 heads of the 3-headed dog were on Luffy's body. It hurts. Bang, bang, bang. The 3 heads of the 3-headed dog were all beaten in a bag. Want to die? Luffy looked hard at the 3-headed dog. The 3 dog heads hurriedly shook their heads. Very good. Be my mount first. Take me to catch zombies. Luffy jumped on the trio with great satisfaction. Set off. Where did Luffy go? Zoro turned around and found Luffy gone. Zoro, you better not go alone. Bai Yu was also a little helpless, looking at Zoro who was looking around. It took me a few steps to get lost. Sometimes he really wondered if Zoro had eaten the Lukai fruit. Why are you here? Zoro was also very surprised to see Bai Yu. Green algae head Luigi, look where this is. Sanji shouted helplessly. Why did I come back? Zoro froze for a moment, and found himself running back again. Forget it, come with me, let's go to Moria, I still have something to look for him. Bai Yu interrupted their quarrel. Moria's abilities can be fully exploited. He already had a training plan in mind. It mainly depends on whether Moria listens or not. Others didn't know why, and were a little panicked. Bai Yu smiled and continued to walk towards the castle with everyone. At that time, zombies, ghosts, skeletons, come out. Luffy shouted loudly. Moria, who just ran out, happened to meet Luffy. Big Onion, are you a zombie? Luffy looked suspiciously at Moria in front of him. Zombie. Moria froze, recognizing Luffy. But it doesn't look like this guy is very smart. And now there's only Luffy alone. If he can get the Straw Hat Luffy's shadow down and put it in his secret weapon number 900. Then he won't have to be afraid of Straw Hat crew. Yeah, I'm a zombie. Do you want to find a soldier? Moria crouched down and asked. Wow, it's really a zombie. It's big. It's awesome. Luffy's eyes lit up instantly. There are zombies bigger than me, I'll take you there. Moria said with a smile. Really? You're a good man. No, you're a good zombie. Luffy immediately became excited. Please come with me. Moria laughed. He really didn't expect that such a powerful shadow would come to him. Just like a dream. Chapter 85. The exclusive skills of the 2 new crew members. Please customize. Please complete. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Luffy was very excited and followed Moria into the castle. Moria was very warm and welcoming. Can take down the shadow of such a strong man without doing anything. For him, it was like a dream. Onion, do you zombies also eat meat? Luffy ate the food and asked suspiciously. We seldom eat because we are zombies, and there is nothing to do if we don't eat. Moria had been cautiously greeting, just after the effects of the drug kicked in. His shadow is here, completely effortless. He really could not have imagined that such a fool could have such a high reward. You join my pirate group. Let's go out to sea together. Luffy immediately sent an invitation. You invited me on board to be a pirate. Moria didn't return to her senses and almost thought she was hallucinating. Hey, you're a very nice guy. I also invited a skeleton today. He said his shadow was taken away by a bastard called Moria, and I came to beat him up. Luffy said while eating. Thank you for your invitation, we cannot leave here. Moria fought back her anger and smiled in rejection. Don't you have a shadow? What are you afraid of? Anyway, that bastard, Moria, I will definitely fly away. Luffy clenched his fists. I'm strong. This Moria has nothing to do with adults. We are all dead people. Even if there is a shadow, we cannot leave here. If we leave here, we will really die. Moria smiled on the surface, but she was sold in her heart. Keep telling yourself, get this guy's shadow first. But Luffy keeps eating, keeps eating. Several zombies who were cooking were tired and lay down, but Luffy still had nothing to do. The last thing I ate was like a balloon, and it stopped. So good, I can't eat anymore. Luffy lay on the ground, with a chubby belly hanging on his face, contented. Moria wiped the cold sweat from her forehead and thought, this time it will finally take effect, right? Onion, take me to see that oversized zombie. And the ghost. Luffy jumped up, so energetic that he didn't look like he was going to sleep. Moriya's eyes widened, and he wondered if Hogbako had given expired medicine. In fact, what he didn't know was that Luffy and his group were eating the delicacies made by Sanji's god-level cooking technique every day, and their physical fitness had improved so much that ordinary poisons really couldn't poison them. Okay, then I'll take you to make some first. This game is particularly fun. It's our zombie's favorite game. Moriya gritted her teeth and prepared to deceive Luffy first and forcibly reduce the shadow. Zombie game. Awesome. Luffy's excited eyes lit up. Luffy has absolutely no resistance to these new things. Moriya smiled and led Luffy into the room. So many zombies. Luffy was also very excited to see all kinds of zombies in the room. To play a zombie game, you have to dress up as a zombie first. Moriya said and gave the zombies a look. The zombies immediately started to bind Luffy. Soon, Luffy was turned into a mummy. Woo. Luffy's mouth was gagged and he couldn't speak. Turn on the lights. Moriya has been waiting for this moment for a long time. All he wants now is Luffy's shadow. The dazzling light came on, and Luffy's shadow was drawn long under the light. With a smile on Moriya's face, she bent down to lift Luffy's shadow off the ground, as if ripping off tape. Luffy's eyes widened, struggling. But there were so many things wrapped around him that he couldn't break free for a while. He, Straw Hat Luffy, your shadow is mine. Moriya took out a pair of large scissors in the other hand, ready to cut Luffy's shadow. Boom. A roar sounded. The rope that Luffy was trapped on Luffy disappeared instantly. Blue steam appeared. 8 inner gates. 7th gate. Shocked. Open. So you are Moriya, you fiery onion. How dare you lie to me? Luffy was very angry. He just invited this big fire onion. 4. Boom. Moriya just said a word, and the person flew out. Luffy in 7th gate state is definitely very powerful even if he doesn't open the second gear. At least not Moriya can handle. Moriya-sama, little lowly Perona exclaimed and stood in front of Moriya. Hogbuck also appears to stand in front of Moriya, along with a swarm of zombies. Luffy, don't kill him, he's still useful. Bai Yu's voice sounded. Luffy heard Bai Yu's voice and lifted the 8 inner gates. Moriya, we finally meet. Bai Yu looked at Moriya with a smile. You are a replica Bai Yu. Moriya was very nervous. When he just faced Luffy, he really thought he was going to die. Right now, the replicant Bai Yu in front of him is more terrifying than the Straw Hat Luffy. Don't be nervous, I will borrow your place for a while, do you have any opinion? Bai Yu had a kind smile on his face. Borrow me here. Moriya's eyes widened, she didn't know what Bai Yu was going to do, grab his territory. For flowers. Well, we're going to practice here for a while, and of course, we'll need your help, but don't worry, I won't let you help in vain, how about that? Bai Yu said with a smile. No problem, you can stay here as long as you want, and you can do whatever you need me to do. Moriya nodded immediately. Now he doesn't dare not agree, a Luffy can kill him in seconds. Not to mention Bai Yu. Wait a minute, Bai Yu, you said cultivation. Cultivation here. Nami reacted and looked at Bai Yu strangely. She doesn't like it here at all, it's too gloomy. Although your current strength is good, you are still far behind in order to fight against Admiral, so we will practice here before the Summit War begins. Bai Yu said with a serious expression. Point 0. He didn't want these people around him to have an accident during the Summit War. If you want to gain the initiative, you must have enough strength. Cultivation here. Is he the only one who can help us cultivate? Enel frowned. In his opinion, Moriya is a thing, he directly kills it. Take this and talk. Bai Yu took out a pair of seastone handcuffs, which he stole from Impel Down. Purity is very high. As soon as Enel picked it up, he was half knelt on the ground. Seastone. Enel quickly let go. That's right, it's seastone. All of you who are capable must bring seastone to practice. Bai Yu said that one person gave a pair of seastone handcuffs. Don't talk about cultivating. If you encounter this thing, you will have no strength. How can you cultivate? Luffy looked reluctant. You don't have the strength to touch the seastone because you are too weak. Real powerhouses, even if their abilities are limited by seastone, can still use Hawkeye to fight. Their strength is still strong. I don't ask you to fight, at least after contacting seastone, don't have any resistance. Bai Yu said with a serious expression. I see. Luffy put seastone directly on his wrist. Immediately after that, he fell to the ground. Enel glanced at Luffy and brought it up himself. The situation was no different from Luffy. This is no ordinary seastone, this is the high-purity seastone used in the deep-sea prison. What about us? Zoro asked. I have other arrangements for you guys, and I'll say later. Frankie, Brooke, you two come over here. Bai Yu has already figured out a way, and now what he has to do is to first teach the exclusive skills of the 2 new crew members. 1. Chapter 86. Summit War kicks off. If the crew's exclusive skills have a type. The skills of these 2 guys, one is the strongest auxiliary, the other is the strongest group attack war skill. Frankie's exclusive skill. Iron Suit. Steel Suit. The Iron Suit making skills from Marvel World Iron Man, because of the different rules of the world, the effect of the skills has changed, please experience it yourself. Quote. Iron Man's suits can be turned into skills, and he really admires this system. But it is also the most in line with Franky's skills. At first he thought Franky was going to be a transformer. And Brooke's ability is much more terrifying. Necromancer. From the world of Diablo, the Necromancer is a ruthless commander and the master of life and death. Due to the different rules of the world, the effect of skills has changed. Please experience it yourself. 167. There is nothing better for war than a Necromancer. And a Necromancer is an army. Originally, Brooke didn't look like a human being, but now with the ability of a Necromancer, he is farther away from the realm of human beings. Ho 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 ho, this place is really suitable for me, come out, skeleton warrior. Brooke's voice fell, and 2 armored skeletons crawled out of the ground, holding swords and shields in their hands. The others were startled, especially the timid trio hid behind Bai Yu in fear. They were unfamiliar with Brooke, and now they waved their hands to summon 2 armored skeletons, which was really terrifying. Amazing. Skeleton warriors. Luffy's eyes lit up immediately, this is the real skeleton. Moria was too scared to speak. He could make zombies, but he had to have auxiliary means. And the skeleton in front of you can directly summon the skeleton, and it is still a skeleton warrior in armor. Today I was also super awesome. Franky also shouted excitedly, then looked at Bai Yu and said, Deputy Captain, please prepare some materials for me, I'm going to start practicing. Well, go to Moria if you need any materials, and he will help you find them all. Bai Yu said and looked at Moria, are you right? Yes, just tell me what materials you need, and I will definitely help. How dare Moria say no? Especially after seeing Bai Yu's terrifying ability, he also wondered, if he could also acquire such ability, would he still be afraid of Kaido? Now he just wants to please Bai Yu and gain this power. Franky is also welcome, in the past began to ask for a lot of materials. Moria has been here for decades, and there's still a little bit of it. Although it was a little painful, in order to please this group of people, he agreed without hesitation. After Franky got the materials, he went back to Thousand Sunny. He just wants to make and develop it, and he doesn't need the same combat training as these people. Luffy, Enel, and Chopper were all wearing seastone handcuffs. Just let them run at first and then fight the zombies. Once you're done, fight Brooke's skeleton warriors. As for Zoro, there is Ryoma here, and Brooke, the Necromancer, is here. It's too easy to increase the fighting power of Ryoma zombie. Zoro is not allowed to use a sword Shira, and can only fight with swordsmanship. As for Sanji, just let him Moria fight with a gang, and there are so many zombies, enough to fight him. Finally, Nami and Vivi and Robin 3 daughters. Of course, these 3 people were trained by Bai Yu himself. However, he also brought Seastone to Robin. This is the disadvantage of the capable person, and if this is not solved, it will definitely be very dangerous. All members of the Straw Hat Pirates start training. At the same time, Bai Yu and Moria let the ship sail to Naval Headquarters. At the end of their training, the first battle is Summit War. Naval Headquarters. 100,000 Marine elites have been assembled. These elites are all Marines generals, and there are no ordinary soldiers. Because the enemy they have to face is the Whitebeard Pirates, one of the New World 4 emperors. Ordinary soldiers are useless even if there are too many. Not just 100,000 Marine elites. Dozens of huge warships neatly surround Naval Headquarters. The station on the warship is full of Marines, ready to stand. This is Marines' first line of defense. And Naval Headquarters, the half-moon-shaped port begins, and all are densely packed with Marine. Each of them is a school-level officer in the Cloak of Justice. There are also many tall giants Marine Vice Admiral. The Rear Admiral and Vice Admiral of the headquarters are usually not seen. It's everywhere here. That's pretty much all of Marine's elite power. Even so, all Marines' faces were very solemn and nervous. Because the enemy they have to face is the man who is called the strongest in the world. Whitebeard, have the power to destroy the world. In the face of such a person, no one is sure to win. In addition, 4 Shichibukai, Dracula Mahawk, Kuro-kun Bear, Pirate Empress Boya Hancock, and Doflamingo also arrived on the battlefield. Compared to the nervousness of the Marines, compared to the seriousness. The 4 of them seemed more casual. The most notable is Marines 3 Admiral. The 3 of them sat there like 3 immobile mountains. Today's protagonist, Ace, was also slowly pushed to the execution platform at this time. At that time, Impel was down. After Ace was taken away, Jinbei was the only one left in the cell. Jinbei has been having a bad day these days. Not just because of the environment, but because of Bai Yu. The moment he was locked in, he never thought that he would be able to go out on 3.6, and his life would end like this. But the appearance of Bai Yu gave him hope. It's just that so many days have passed and there is no news at all. The feeling of going from despair to hope and then to despair is so tortuous. Not only him, but the other prisoners had a bad time. It's all because of Bai Yu. Bastard, aren't you trying to save Ace? You showed up. Jinbei roared angrily. Murloc kid, do you really think that kid will come to save you? This is a deep-sea prison, it's not bad to be able to invade once, but if you want to invade, that's impossible. Bullet's disdainful voice sounded. Really? Not necessarily. Bai Yu suddenly appeared in the 6th floor prison. Chapter 87. Miserable Blackbeard. Please customize. Please complete. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. After this period of practice, the strength of all members has been greatly improved. Of course, the most profitable is Bai Yu. The stronger the crew, the stronger he will be. Now the Straw Hat Pirates, including him, have a total of 12 people and one ship spirit. In addition to Mei Li, he now has the power of 11 people. So much power fused into him alone. He doesn't want to be strong. Coupled with the enhancement of his own exclusive skill Shura, he is no longer afraid of anyone. He came to Impel Down just to spice up some at war. You. Jinbei's eyes widened, speechless. Don't you, open it yourself. Bai Yu said and threw the key to Jinbei. Save me, just save me out, and I will obey you in the future. Captain, from now on, my life will be yours. Give me the key now. Let me out. The prisoner on the 6th floor roared loudly. This is their only chance. If you miss this time, you will have no chance. No one wants to die in this hellish place. They are all pirates, even if they die, they will die on the sea. Shut up for me. Bai Yu roared, and an invisible force swept out. 12 the criminals on the 6th floor broke out in cold sweat on their foreheads. Conqueror's Hockey. None of the criminals who can be locked on the 6th floor is simple. How could I not know hockey? It's not impossible for me to let you out, but there are conditions. I don't want to be attacked by you after I release you. After all, you are all a group of vicious people. Bai Yu is not a fool, he wouldn't let these people out directly. I will agree to any conditions. As long as you can let us out. Yes, as long as you can let us out. Anything can be said. Little devil, still want to negotiate terms with me? Let me out, I promise to help you out once. Shut up. Bai Yu roared, then threw out a handful of pills. After taking these pills, I'll let you out. If you don't eat, then I'm sorry, you should still die of old age here. Bastard, how dare you threaten us? It's up to you. Puff, lightning flashes. The two yelling prisoners were instantly killed. The scene instantly quieted down. Don't challenge my patience. Bai Yu said coldly. I eat too. One has two. Many criminals on the 6th floor all took Bai Yu's pills. Very well, Jinbei, please open the door for those who have taken medicine and let them out. Bai Yu smiled slightly, very satisfied. He had no intention of taking everyone out. Just a portion is enough. Little devil, if you want to control me with medicine, don't even think about it. I'd rather die here than be under your control. Bullet smashed the pill with one foot. I don't want to control you, this is just a means of self-preservation, as long as you can do one thing for me, and it is something you are very willing to do, I will give you the antidote. Bai Yu smiled slightly, he didn't want to control these people. Even if these people wanted to get on the boat, he wouldn't agree. Hey, tell me, what's the matter? Bullet is also interested. One Piece Roger's son is still alive and has become the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, but now he has been caught by Marine and is being publicly executed. In order to save people, the Whitebeard Pirates are working with all Marine elites from Naval Headquarters. Great war. I think you guys would love to let Naval Headquarters collapse too. A smile appeared on Bai Yu's face, he believed that these crazy guys would definitely be willing to take part. Rogers, son, Whitebeard, something interesting. Bullet stood up and looked at Bai Yu with narrowed eyes, what is your purpose? I just want this fight to be a little more exciting. Bai Yu smiled slightly. Okay, you let me out, I won't shoot you, I'll go to Naval Headquarters. Bullet nodded. No problem. Bai Yu smiled, he wasn't afraid of Bullet going back, he didn't lose anyway. Bai Yu, let me out, I'm going to Naval Headquarters too. Crocodile shouted loudly, mainly because he heard Whitebeard. He has to go, can. Bai Yu released Crocodile. Aren't you afraid that I will do something to you? Crocodile never thought that Bai Yu would let him go so easily. Your strength can't threaten me. Bai Yu said very directly. Asshole. Crocodile was very angry, but there was nothing he could do. Jinbei has released all the people who took the pills. As for those who didn't take the pills, Bai Yu didn't bother to kill. They don't even have the courage to fight, these people are already useless. At this time, Magellan took the jailer into the 6th floor eternal hell. Prison breaker. Kill without mercy. Magellan roared, and all the guards rushed over. Hado number 63 fiery lightning howl. Boom. With a roar, all the jailers fell to the ground. Discharge. 100 million volts Thunderbird. Thunderbirds, formed by lightning, head straight for Magellan. Boom. Magellan was paralyzed and fell to the ground in black smoke. Gollum. The prisoners on the 6th floor behind them swallowed. Originally they wanted to kill Bai Yu secretly. But seeing Bai Yu's strength, he suddenly lost his mind. Magellan was killed in seconds. What else can they think? There is no Magellan in the submarine prison, and it is impossible for others to stop these monsters on the 6th floor. All the way up, all the pirates who were imprisoned on the 5th floor or above were released. Bai Yu also stopped by the special 5.5th floor and released the Shemale King. After everyone rushed out of the underwater prison, they were preparing to grab a warship of the 167th Marine Corps and drive it to Naval Headquarters. A warship came over. Marine. Just in time. I haven't done it for a long time, let's exercise your muscles before fighting. Then grab this warship, it's boring to grab an unmanned warship. This group of notorious pirates sees Marine like a wolf sees meat. Without Bai Yu speaking, these people rushed over. The first to rush out is Bullet. What's going on here? What happened to Impel Down? The large group of prisoners Blackbeard looked at were not doing well. And these people are coming towards him. Not Marine. Bullet took a look at the Blackbeard gang. You. How did you come out? After Blackbeard looked at the Bullet, he was immediately frightened. Who let this devil out? No me. Forget it, the weak should get out of here. Bullet's voice disappeared as soon as it fell. Boom. Blackbeard flew out and fell directly into the sea, without even a chance to fight back. At this time, other prisoners had already rushed up. It doesn't matter who the Blackbeard group is, it has nothing to do with them anyway. Called first. Poor Blackbeard. Bai Yu also had a smile on his face as he looked at Blackbeard who was kicked out by Bullet. He likes things like cutting who the most. Especially the cut beard Blackbeard. Chapter 88. Summit War, Straw Hat Crew join. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Naval Headquarters. The time for execution is coming. Sengoku and Garp came out. Garp, is it okay? Sengoku asked. Do whatever you want, I'm going down. Garp turned around and walked to the bottom of the execution platform. Sengoku stepped onto the execution platform. You all go down. The executioner led the way. Portgas D. Ace, there's a different meaning to the execution of this man. Sengoku paused and continued. Ace, report your father's name. Ace was silent for a moment, then said, my father is Whitebeard. Wrong. Your biological father is One Piece Gal D. Roger. Sengoku shouted loudly. His voice spread all over the world with the video phone bug. One Piece's blood is still alive in this world. How is this possible? The bloodline of that devil has not been cleaned up. That's why Marine didn't hesitate to fight the Whitebeard pirates and publicly execute Ace. Kill him. The man with the blood of sin shouldn't live in this world. Now that the execution is about to be executed, why hasn't the Whitebeard pirates appeared yet? Isn't it not coming? F*K. How could the Whitebeard pirates not show up? Anyway, Fire Fist Ace will definitely be finished this time. Naval Headquarters was silent. Everyone was terrified by this information. Garp stands under the execution stand, clenching his fists and clenching his teeth. He thought of Roger's request to him before the interim. I also thought of everything with Ace from childhood to adulthood. That's not his real grandson, but it's his family. At this time, his family was about to be executed. He takes his family when he has the chance, but his status does not allow him to do so. Because he is a Marine. It's not your fault, Garp. Crane walked over to Garp and said, you are still such a gentle woman. There was a forced smile on Garp's face. At this time, Sengoku continued. About 2 years ago, you used your mother's surname and became famous in the sea, and we noticed you at that time. In order to find out your identity, we lost a lot of power. Quote. Just when we wanted to attack you, you joined the Whitebeard pirates. With Whitebeard's protection, we couldn't attack you. Whitebeard wants to train the son of his old rival to become the next One Piece. If you leave it alone, you will surely become the pinnacle of the next generation of pirates. Therefore, even if you are publicly executed, and you will fight with the Whitebeard pirates, we will not hesitate. Sengoku shouted loudly. Roar. Marine is in high spirits with Sengoku's encouragement. At this time, a large number of pirate ships appeared outside the bay. It's the pirate fleet. 43 pirate ships. It's Whitebeard's pirate fleet. How did they get in? Marine became nervous when he saw the Whitebeard pirates fleet appear. They didn't even know how so many pirate ships came in through the door of justice. But it doesn't matter now. Because the war is about to start. Whitebeard, how will you appear? Sengoku's eyes narrowed, staring at the sea in front of him. Gollum. In the half-moon-shaped bay, a huge bubble appeared. Everyone's eyes immediately turned to the bay. More and more bubbles. Boom. A huge pirate ship appeared. Then, 2 more pirate ships appeared. The Whitebeard pirates are here. After coating, did it come from the bottom of the sea? Sengoku looked at the coating the pirates put on, his eyes narrowed slightly. It's really your character to want to attack frontally, Whitebeard. Goo la 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 Ace, my son, are you alright? Whitebeard walked out slowly. Dad, Ace shouted loudly. Ace, wait a minute, Dad will take you away. After Whitebeard finished speaking, he put the naginata in his hand aside, clenched his fists tightly, and his arms burst into flames, and he waved his arms. Click. 2 huge fists hit the air, as if the air was about to shatter. What is this? Power. The air is cracked. Is this the power of Whitebeard? Hi. The face is rising. The naval headquarters will be flooded at this height. Marine was horrified when he saw the rising sea around him. A huge tsunami formed. Giant waves hundreds of meters high swept the naval headquarters. Aokiji stood up and jumped into the air. Ice Age. What? Hundreds of meters of waves were instantly frozen. Just at this time, a small black spot appeared in the air and was rapidly descending. Frankie. You idiot. You're trying to figure it out. Help. Ha ha ha. A loud noise came from the air. It's a pirate ship. Is it Whitebeard's trick? How did they fly up? Is it the Golden Lion? Marine and the Whitebeard group were all shocked. Whitebeard is also a little strange looking at the pirate ship that keeps falling in the sky. He didn't even know who it was. Boom. The pirate ship dropped directly next to Moby Dick. There was a huge splash. Frankie. Is this your secret weapon? When Nami's angry punch knocks Frankie to the ground. I'm so scared that my heart is about to jump out, even though I'm a skeleton, I don't have a heart, kiss hoo hoo hoo. Brooke's peculiar laughter spread all around. Skull. Talking. After seeing Brooke, everyone around was terrified. This is naval headquarters, isn't Bayou here? Zoro got up and rubbed his shoulders and moved his neck. Probably not yet, I don't feel him. Enel said. Ace, I'm here to save you. Luffy stood on the bow of the ship, and the sound was very loud throughout the naval headquarters. Luffy. Ace shouted loudly. Luffy. Garp's eyes widened, completely dumbfounded. He didn't expect Luffy to show up at all. Asshole Garp. It's your family again. Sengoku's face is very ugly. Garp's bastard family doesn't have a fuel-efficient lamp team. Garp was completely dumb, he never thought Luffy would show up. Now an Ace has given him a headache, and adding a Luffy is going to kill him. Here comes a bunch of amazing guys. Aokiji looked at the Straw Hat Pirates, but didn't see Bai Yu, and immediately had a bad premonition. I didn't expect to meet so soon, the Straw Hat Pirates, what a terrifying group of monsters. Kizaru also looked at Straw Hat crew. It's okay to come, just to be destroyed together. Akainu's face was extremely cold and murderous. Chapter 89. Summit War, the Mighty Straw Hats. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Bombardment ready. Target all pirate ships. Sink them. Sengoku ordered immediately. All the shelling in the bay was immediately aimed at the pirate ship in the bay. Boom. The dense shells flew in. Rubber balloons. Give it back to you. Luffy roared and shot the cannonball back. Boom. Boom. The artillery fires in the sky, the flames are everywhere. At this time, Xingqiang shot. The dense ice guns fell into the sky and went straight to Whitebeard. In his opinion, although Straw Hat crew is a threat, as long as Bai Yu is not there, the threat is very low. On this battlefield, Whitebeard is the biggest threat. Frozen Kid. Whitebeard made a fist with one hand and hit the air. What? The air shattered, and along with it was Aokiji's ice gun. Aokiji also fell from the air into the sea. But in an instant, the bay began to freeze. Aokiji appeared on the ice. The bay froze immediately. Click. A thunder and lightning fell into the sky, hitting Aokiji's head. I lost to you last time, this time I must defeat you. Enel appeared in front of Aokiji. What a troublesome guy. Aokiji frowned, it was also Logia, their battle was definitely not going to be decided in a short time. In addition, Enel is a thunder fruit with strong attack power. 167. Who is this guy? Logia capable. How dare you fight against Aokiji? How strong? Isn't he the one who destroyed Buster Call? It seems to be true, I heard that it is the Logia Thunder Fruit ability. Sure enough, Logia, so strong. Aokiji is really a good person, and he created an environment for us to land. Everyone, go. Rescue Ace. Rescue Ace. Show them how good our Whitebeard pirates are. The pirates directly abandoned the pirate ship, jumped onto the water, and rushed directly to the execution platform. Stop them. Sengoku immediately gave the order. The war has begun. Luffy jumped directly into Whitebeard's pirate group at this time. Uncle, you are Whitebeard, Ace told me about you, let's join forces. Luffy said it very directly. The members of the Whitebeard pirates and marine were all startled. Few would dare to speak to Whitebeard like that. What an arrogant boy, do you know who the enemy is? Whitebeard looked at Luffy. It doesn't matter who it is, whoever dares to stop me from saving Ace, I will shoot him away. Luffy clenched his fists, his eyes firm. No one wants to stop him from saving Ace. Boy, your straw hat is very similar to the one with the red headband. Whitebeard looked at Luffy's straw hat and said, Uncle, do you know Shanks? Luffy looked at Whitebeard in surprise. This straw hat was given to me by Shanks for safekeeping. When we meet, it will be returned to him. Boy, this battle is still too early for you, you will die. Whitebeard didn't answer Luffy's words. Although he heard about Luffy's situation, he did not think that Luffy had the strength to participate in this war. Stop talking. Even if I die, I have to rescue Ace. Luffy shouted loudly. What an idiot. Whitebeard scolded, and a smile appeared on his face. I like idiots like you, let's join forces. Hee, the uncle that Ace likes is really good. There was an instant smile on Luffy's face. Then he thought of what Bai Yu said to him, and said quickly, Uncle, Marine will set a trap later, Akainu will frame you later, provoke your sons, among them, Skeward will sneak up on you, and, later, wait. Marine will set up walls, trap us all here, and wipe them out in one fell swoop. Also, don't let the man named Oz go up, he'll die, that's all. How do you know so much? Whitebeard frowned. He had expected that Sengoku would never let him go, but he didn't expect that Luffy would know so much. It was Bai Yu who told me, Uncle, be careful, if you have the chance, kill Akainu, and don't let it go. Luffy didn't hide either, mainly because he didn't lie either. Copy. People Bai Yu. Why didn't I see him? Whitebeard took a look and didn't notice Bai Yu. He said he brought some support and would come over later. Luffy said, it's not the time to chat on the battlefield. Kizaru appeared in midair, emitting the light of BCDG eyes. It's dazzling. Whitebeard said a word, and blue flames rose from the little brother beside him. But Luffy was quicker than him and instantly moved into second gear. Disappeared in place. Appears beside Kizaru. Rubber whirlwind. Boom. Kizaru raised his arm and blocked Luffy's foot. What a terrible straw hat boy. Boom. After that, he fell to the ground. No one would believe it if it wasn't acting. Luffy also took a bit of a strange look at his feet. Is he already so powerful? Ace's brother is so strong. We can't lose to him either. Go ahead. Ace, here we come. The people of the Whitebeard pirates saw Luffy flying Kizaru, and they immediately cheered up. Luffy. Ace's eyes widened, shocked. He had no idea Luffy would be able to fight Admiral now. Garp was even more shocked. He only taught Luffy for a month. How could he be so strong? Garp, it's all about you bastard. Sengoku was so angry. How could he not know that Garp secretly taught Straw Hat Crew hockey? It was only a month, and he didn't care. After all, hockey's practice is a long-term accumulation process. Who would have thought that it has grown to such an extent in such a short period of time? Shut up. I'm irritable too. Garp roared. He now regretted teaching Luffy and the hockey. Sengoku was left speechless. Then he sighed, ignored Garp, and continued to issue the battle plan. At this time, Hawkeye came out and took out the Black Sword Knight behind him. You are so positive. Doflamingo looked at Hawkeye strangely. I just wanted to see how far we were from that man. Hawkeye's voice fell, and he held the knife in both hands. Slash out. A green slash rushed towards Whitebeard. 3 swords profound truth 3000 worlds. Boom. The pure white slash collided with the green slash. Hawkeye, I won't lose today. Zoro looked at Hawkeye with a serious expression. He is going to defeat Hawkeye today. It's Roronoa Zoro from Straw Hat Crew. So strong. He actually blocked Hawkeye's slash. Straw Hat. The gang is too strong. A few people didn't make a move. It seems that, this time we have a great chance of winning. Don't take it lightly. We can't be beaten by the Straw Hat Crew. We're the Whitebeard pirates. Go ahead. The pirates erupted again. Then let me see your strength. There was a hint of joy in Hawkeye's eyes, and he rushed over directly. Zoro also had a smile on his face, and his long-cherished wish has finally come true. Stop them. Never let them near the execution stand. We have 100,000 marine elites. How can we lose to the pirates? The marines cheered themselves loudly. Whore. Come out. Skeleton Mage. Chapter 90. The world's largest swordsman has been replaced. To have more people than a necromancer. That's definitely not a good choice. Brook has only just acquired this skill, though. But on this battlefield, as long as there are corpses, he has infinite soldiers. As Brook's voice fell, magic power covers the corpse. The corpse immediately turned into a skeleton and stood up. Ho 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 ho, kill all marine. Brook gave the order immediately. The skeleton mage started attacking immediately. Sizzle. One after another thunder and lightning slammed out from the palm of the skeleton mage. Although now because Brook's master of skills is not complete, the attack power of the summoned skeleton mage is a little worse. But there is no problem with dealing with these minions. Kill that skeleton from the Straw Hat Crew. Marine noticed the problem immediately. Sanji-kun, help. Brook hurriedly called for help. Now he has summoned so many skeleton mages, which consumes a lot of physical strength. In the face of so many elite marines, he didn't want his bones to be smashed. It's really troublesome. Sanji instantly appeared in front of Brook. Bang bang bang. Marine was all kicked away. Blackfoot Sanji. Sengoku frowned. Gu la la la, what a bunch of reckless idiots. They became the focus of the audience as soon as they shot. Whitebeard looked at Straw Hat Crew with a smile on his face. Whitebeard pirates. Don't be compared by a group of newcomers. Roar. The pirates of the Whitebeard pirates roared. The attack was more violent, and Marine was at a disadvantage for a while. Can't let them go any further. Sengoku roared. The sudden appearance of Straw Hat Crew completely disrupted his battle plan. With Sengoku's order, the Vice Admiral of the headquarters begins to act. With the participation of Vice Admiral, the advantage of the pirates disappeared instantly. Boom. Luffy was kicked onto the ice by Kizaru. It's scary to have such strength at such a young age. Kizaru had a sullen expression on his face. You're careless. Marco suddenly appeared next to Kizaru and kicked it. Boom. Kizaru flew out. Brother Ace, leave it to me here. Marco shouted. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Luffy said something and rushed to the execution stand. Marco, captain of the first team, you are really merciless. Kizaru is still both hands in Kabuto. I won't be merciful to you. Marco's voice fell, and he continued to fight Kizaru. The other side. The battle between Zoro and Hawkeye has also reached a fever pitch. No one around them dared to approach. Hawkeye, I originally went to sea for you, I always wanted to surpass you, but now I understand that the one I want to surpass is not you, but myself. Zoro said and put away the 3 knives. 2 hands on the word Hidauyi. Is it decided to take a knife to decide the outcome? Hawkeye held the black saber knight in both hands and looked at Zoro with a wary expression. He knew that Zoro was definitely going to use that trick. 1 knife Rakshasa. Zoro's whole body glowed red. At this moment, he wants to surpass the world's largest swordsman. Surpass himself. He must be charging from the front. Hawkeye's forehead also began to sweat, and he tightly held the black knife in his hand. 1 knife Ryu Ihe Black Sword Death Lion Song Song. Zoro appeared behind Hawkeye. Puff. Hawkeye fell to the ground. I won. Zoro half knelt on the ground after speaking, his breath was extremely weak. This is the sequelae of Rakshasa. Even if his strength has improved a lot after this period of cultivation, he still cannot completely offset this strong sequelae. Eagle Eye, the world's greatest swordsman, has been defeated. How is this possible? The world's greatest swordsman has been replaced. Roronoa Zoro defeats Hawkeye. How old is he? He can beat Hawkeye. Whether it's a pirate or a marine, it's a shock to see Hawkeye defeated. No one would doubt that Hawkeye released water. He's weak now, kill him now. Marine Vice Admiral discovered Zoro's state. Zoro is too young, and if he continues to grow, the threat to Marine is too great. The best way is to get rid of it now. Super electromagnetic cannon. Boom. An orange beam instantly pierced through Zoro's Vice Admiral, who was ready to strike. A powerful shock wave knocked all surrounding Marines flying. Zoro, I used 100 Baileys to save you. You owe me 100,000 Baileys. Nami came to Zoro and said, Race Vice Admiral. This woman is also capable. Destroyed Vice Admiral. Straw Hat. Aren't the pirates weak? There seems to be a pet with a reward of 100 Baileys. Chopper. At that time, Marine rushed up Thousand Sunny. There were only Robin and Chopper on board, along with Meryl. The 3 of them also look like Robin has some strength. The other 2, a little girl and a pet, didn't look like they were powerful. Catch 'em. Bring the Straw Hat crew into submission. Marine roared, the Straw Hat pirates were too powerful, they had to be stopped. Dot for flowers. 30 round flowers, hook claw. Click. The Marines who rushed in front all fell to the ground. The 33 Kang fire pendant of Hado. Boom. Marine was knocked back again. A Marine spotted Chopper and was about to catch it. Although it is only a pet, it is also a pet of the Straw Hat crew, so maybe they can come to threaten the Straw Hat crew. Wow. Chopper instantly transforms into human form. There is green energy flowing in the palm. A hand knife slashed Marine's neck. Marine shook his head and fainted. Healing jutsu is not only used for medical treatment, but also very powerful in combat. Even just now, if Chopper was a little cruel, he could easily cut off this Marine's head. At that time, Luffy has come to the square. Vice Admiral couldn't stop Luffy at all. Your strength is good and your courage is commendable, but that's it. Akainu appeared in front of Luffy, his whole body began to smoke, and the lava kept falling to the ground. Get out of the way. I'm going to save Ace. Luffy roared and punched Akainu. Akainu resisted Luffy's punch, patted his clothes, but nothing happened. I don't have the strength to hit someone, how can I save someone? 8 inner gates. The door is opened. Luffy opened the 8 inner gates directly and disappeared instantly. So fast. Akainu was startled, and the lava tumbled. Boom. Akainu was knocked to the ground. Day Tiger. Luffy raised his head high, roared, and the tiger-shaped air cannon blasted out. Boom. Akainu was blasted directly into the ground. Akainu Admiral. Marine exclaimed when he saw Akainu being knocked down. Akainu is Marine's highest combat power, and if he is defeated, Marine is doomed. Road. Ace was speechless in shock, it was Marine Admiral Akainu. He was knocked down by Luffy in 2 hits. It's just like dreaming. Just at this time, boom, lava erupted from the ground. Akainu appeared behind Luffy, and the fist formed by the magma, with intense heat, went straight to Luffy's back. Luffy, get out of the way. Ace shouted loudly. Luffy's observation Haki also senses the danger behind him. But it was too fast for him to escape. Can only barely turn around, wrapping all the Haki around his arms and chest. Boom. Luffy was instantly knocked out. Luffy. Garp stood up instantly, armament Haki wrapped around his fist. 10,000. Chapter 91. Kizaru turns black. Ace's last request. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Sengoku was taken aback when he saw Garp's state. Quickly shouted. Garp. Garp glanced at Sengoku, and the Haki on his fist disappeared. But the fist did not loosen. Cough cough. Akainu carved twice and spat out a mouthful of blood. Thinking of Luffy's blow just now, I was terrified for a while. If it weren't for him to be elementalized in advance, it would really be over. Boom. Luffy pushed aside the rubble and walked out of the ruins. Blood flowed from the corners of his mouth, and his hands were scalded. Wiping the bloodline at the corner of his mouth, he looked at Akainu coldly. Long's son really has the courage and talent. If you let you grow up, it will be a big trouble in the future. When Akainu spoke, the magma kept dripping from his body to the ground. He has decided that he must get rid of Luffy today. Luffy reached into Kabuto, took out a big ball and slammed it towards Akainu. 167. Then turned around and ran, fighting against Akainu, who wasn't originally. Akainu looked at the flying ball without paying any attention. This is nothing more than some kind of smoke bomb, which is useful to ordinary people, but useless to the people of Grandmaster Observation Haki. Raising your hand is a punch. Boom. The ball shattered, and a transparent liquid spilled directly on Akainu's body. Zzz. What? Akainu let out a scream. When Luffy heard Akainu's scream, a smile appeared on his face. What Frankie researched really worked. Both Sengoku and Garp were stunned when they saw this. Of course it's not Heartache Akainu, but curious about what kind of water is in that ball. Straw Hat Luffy. Akainu roared and disappeared instantly. Luffy quickly took out a ball and threw it out. Akainu hurriedly dodged, he didn't want to touch this thing anymore. The biting chill just now made him feel like his skin was about to shatter. The ball flew straight out. Quick, go and pick up that ball. Don't let Marine get it. That's a hidden weapon that can hurt Akainu. Marine and the pirates saw the ball thrown by Luffy and immediately prepared to grab it. What a terrible thing. Kizaru instantly turned into golden light, got rid of Marco and took the ball in his hand. He also shook his hand. Then, the orb lit up. Kizaru looked at the ball curiously. Boom. Ball explodes. The jet black liquid was sprayed all over Kizaru. It should be renamed Black Ape now. Ha ha ha. Kizaru, you have today too. Your clothes are dirty. Do you want to change your clothes before we fight? I can't do anything about you now. Marco couldn't help laughing when he saw Kizaru's appearance. Kizaru, no, it's the Black Ape Admiral. Do you want to jump into the sea and wash it? Idiot. Yellow, Black Ape, can Admiral jump into the sea and get back up? Ace, brother is also true, he knows that Admiral likes to be clean, so he can get this kind of weapon. You can't blame Ace brother, if you want to blame Akainu, if Akainu takes this ball, our Black Ape Admiral will not appear. The captains of the Whitebeard pirates begin to taunt Kizaru. Kizaru clenched his fists, and a vein on his forehead burst out. Gu la la la, interesting kid. Whitebeard laughed, now in a good mood. He saw that these children of the new age had grown up. There is nothing happier than this. As long as Ace can be rescued. Even if he died here today, he would not have any regrets. Jump boost. Whitebeard turned his head and saw a reindeer jumped up. Uncle Whitebeard, I'm Chopper, the ship doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates. Before you fight, let me restore your body for you. Although Chopper was a little afraid of Whitebeard, he was not so afraid when he thought of Luffy Bai Yu and the explanation. Gu la la la, so you are a ship doctor and a capable person. Whitebeard leaned over, held out his hand, and placed Chopper on his hand. No way, Chopper is too small. I'm a reindeer that ate the fruit of everyone, don't talk yet. A green light appeared on Chopper's hand and pressed against Whitebeard's heart. Whitebeard's face changed, and he felt that the injury in his body started to improve quickly. After a while, Chopper withdrew his hand, wiped his sweat and said, Uncle Whitebeard, your injury is too serious. I can only recover 1/3 of it in a short time, but as long as you don't explode with all your strength, the old injury will not heal, will relapse. Thank you so much Dr. Chopper. Whitebeard is very sincere thanks. Even if you thank me, I won't be happy, bastard, I'm not happy at all. Chopper twisted his cute little body in Whitebeard's palm. Gu la la la, what an idiot who can't hide his emotions. Whitebeard laughed, Uncle, you have to be careful and remember not to explode with all your strength, or your old injury will recur and you may die. Chopper said very seriously, Gu la la la, I can't die, go and help your partner. Whitebeard smiled, and when he decided to come, he had already made plans to die here. Rather than dying of old age, he would rather choose to die in battle. The other side, Luffy was about to arrive at the execution stand. Ace was right in front of his eyes. Boom. Garp jumped off the execution block and stood in front of Luffy. Grandpa, get out of the way. Luffy shouted loudly. Idiot, how could I possibly get out of the way? I'm Marine. Garp clenched his fists and shouted loudly. If you want to save Ace, you have to beat me. Do not want. Luffy refused outright, how could he possibly have a hand on Grandpa? At this time, Akainu rushed up with a gloomy face. Dark Hound. The lava arm rushed straight to Luffy. Seeing this, Garp immediately disappeared in place. Appeared in front of Luffy. Boom. Luffy was instantly knocked out. It flew directly out of the square and landed on the ice in the bay. Akainu's lava stopped quickly, just barely hitting Garp. You want to fight me too? Garp looked at Akainu with narrowed eyes. Humph. You'd better stay out of the way, or I'll really hit you too. Akainu made a sound, turned and left. Garp. Sengoku hurriedly called 3.6. He also had some headaches, and even sometimes, he wanted to beat this defiant Akainu. But he knew that he couldn't do it, especially now. Call. Garp took a deep breath and returned to the execution stand, sitting beside Ace. With a sigh, he said, Ace, do you hate my grandpa very much? Ace shook his head, I have never hated you. It was my own mistakes that led to the current result. No matter what kind of punishment I receive, I am willing to accept it. Ace looked up at the battlefield, and couldn't help but keep her tears in her eyes. I just don't want to hurt Dad, my friends, and Luffy. Grandpa, don't let anything happen to Luffy. This is my last request. Ace nodded at Garp. Ace, you bastard. Garp clenched his fists and gritted his teeth, tears streaming uncontrollably. Chapter 92. Deliciousness floating on the battlefield. Sengoku frowned at Garp. If Garp chooses family between justice and family, it would be a huge disaster for Marine. However, he doesn't have time to talk to Garp right now either. The situation on the battlefield is very bad, his plan has been messed up, and it will take time to readjust. But now the Whitebeard pirates and the Straw Hat pirates simply don't give them a chance. Akainu, Sengoku shouted. After hearing the voice, Akainu glanced at Sengoku and gave up chasing Luffy. Quietly withdrew from the battlefield. Uncle Whitebeard. Akainu ran away. He's going to frame you. Luffy kept staring at Akainu, saw Akainu disappear, and immediately notified Whitebeard as Bai Yu had called him before. When Whitebeard heard this, he frowned slightly and began to look for Akainu's place. Marco, take a look. I know Dad. Marco immediately turned into a phoenix and flew out. And it wasn't just Whitebeard who heard Luffy's loud voice. Everyone else heard it. Sengoku's face was ugly. This damn Straw Hat Luffy, if it wasn't for Garp's reasons, he would have shot him to death. But he also knew that if he really killed Luffy, Garp would definitely go berserk. There are only 2 grandchildren in total, and if all of them are killed, he will also go crazy. So he turned a blind eye to the 2 guys Aokiji and Kizaru. But now that Luffy knew about his plan, it was troublesome. Akainu, who was going to detour to the back of the battlefield, was also stunned. Marco, I can't let you fly around. Kizaru appeared in front of Marco, and the prenatal education was over. Boom. Marco fell to the ground. Kizaru. Marco's eyes darted up and he stood with Kizaru. Little ones. Whitebeard let out a loud roar that spread throughout the battlefield. 3 admirals not here. Take advantage of it now. Everyone rushes to the square. Attack the execution stand. Rescue Ace. Kill all Marine. After Whitebeard finished speaking, he jumped off the pirate ship and held the naginata in both hands. Hit hard. The power of shock fruit goes straight to the execution stand. Aokiji and Kizaru who were fighting were shocked. Quickly trying to get rid of the opponent, if the execution platform collapses, it will be troublesome. The battle isn't over yet, and I won't let you go, Chingshong Admiral. Thor's gun. The javelin formed by the compression of thunder and lightning flew out of Enel's hand. Boom. A huge explosion sounded. Yesterday. Air shatters. The powerful impact went straight to the execution stand. Asshole. Akainu hurriedly returned to his original position, not daring to leave. Sengoku and Akainu finally kept the execution platform. However, the buildings on both sides of the execution platform could not be preserved. Boom. Half of the naval headquarters building collapsed. Quick. Send an emergency evacuation signal. Open the surrounding wall. Sengoku immediately took out the phone bug and shouted loudly. Yes. With the order given, all Marines immediately gave up their resistance and retreated quickly. The pirates are also a little confused and have no idea what happened. Marshal, the ice layer is too thick, the surrounding wall can't be activated. Asshole Aokiji. Akainu was very angry. Can you melt it? Kizaru got rid of Marco and went back under the execution stand. Meteor volcano. Akainu smashed a giant lava fist into the air. Then, a magma fist like a meteor shower descended from the sky. The terrifying heat immediately melted the frozen ice in the bay. The water temperature is constantly rising. Wow, so cool, so cool. Frankie jumped out of the water and landed on Thousand Sunny. Nailed it, asked Robin. I'm in great shape today. Frankie exclaimed excitedly. Then it's up to Vivi. Robin looked up at the execution platform. A small ant crawled up to Ace's side on the execution platform. I'm going to fight too. Show you the power of Super Frankie Iron Man. Iron Man. Chopper's eyes lit up immediately. I want to be Iron Man too. When this is over, it will make you Iron Man Chopper. Frankie promises. Frankie, you are so kind. Chopper burst into tears. The battle is about to start. Let Usopp come out too, or when the vice captain comes back, I'll tell the vice captain that he's been lazy. Robin knew that when Ace was rescued, it would be the moment when the war broke out. Understood. Frankie entered the cabin and began to prepare. Magma, little devil, you'd better light your birthday candles. Whitebeard's voice fell, and he punched the sky. Haven't hung it yet. The falling magma fist was instantly shattered by the shock. Don't like fancy funerals. Whitebeard. Akainu also did not continue to attack, his purpose has been achieved. Wow la la la, leave it to yourself. Whitebeard laughed, this Akainu he had to get rid of. Straw Hat crew, except Vivi did not return, everyone else returned to the pirate ship. Chopper immediately helped several people who participated in the battle to check the injuries and regain their strength. Sanji immediately took out the food that had already been prepared, and everyone ate together. The moment the food was released, the rich aroma began to spread on the battlefield. Everyone who smelled it couldn't help but swallow. So delicious. Follow the direction of the scent. Everyone saw the Straw Hat crew eating. Asshole. Akainu clenched his fists, very unlikely to have a meteor volcano. This is a battlefield, a war is going on, and these people are actually eating. Just eat it. It's still so fragrant. Wow la la la, I want to take a bite. Whitebeard said with a smile. Uncle Whitebeard, come here. Luffy immediately sent an invitation. Can I come over to eat too? Marco landed on the boat, and the saliva from the corner of his mouth was left. Ha ha ha, come here if you want to eat. Luffy was so happy that he completely forgot it was on the battlefield. Well, do we want to eat something too? Smelling this smell is completely impossible to fight. Ding, it's really unpalatable. What the hell are they eating? I really want to go and have a taste. Shut up. This 167 is on the battlefield. What are you all doing? Akainu roared, and saliva spewed out. Activate the surrounding wall now. Sengoku was very angry. Gee la la la. Sengoku, don't be so angry if you can't eat it. I'll let you eat it when I beat you later. Whitebeard laughed, put a chunk of flesh in his mouth, and took another gulp. This wave is not very harmful, but extremely insulting. More than a dozen captains of the Whitebeard pirates also joined Thousand Sunny and began to eat and drink. It's not that they're particularly hungry, it's just so delicious. Just after taking a bite, they felt that the stamina they had consumed was completely recovered. Not only are these delicacies delicious, but they seem to add strength. As for the other soldiers, you can only smell it. At this moment, the surrounding wall slowly rose. No, they're going to tie us all up. Quick, blast these walls. It's useless. This wall is too thick. The pirates of the Whitebeard pirates panicked when they saw the huge wall rising. Don't worry, Bai Yu already knew they would do it, so we were prepared. Luffy's voice fell. The walls that had just been raised all fell into the bay. It's like building a landing spot for the pirates. What's going on? Sengoku roared. This is the killer he prepared with all his heart, and now it has become the pedal to help the pirates land. Just at this time, Kacha, Ace's handcuffs have been opened. Chapter 93. Win or lose doesn't matter. The red dog must die. The sound of handcuffs falling to the ground sounded. Ace's whole body immediately burst into flames. Boom. The raging fire engulfed the entire execution platform in an instant. Ace turned into flames and rose into the sky. This scene stunned everyone. The phone bugs in Sengoku's hands fell to the ground. Garp's eyes widened and his jaw dropped. 3 Admiral was also stunned. Whitebeard also fell into a sluggish state. Time seems to have stopped at this moment. The people watching the live broadcast from the outside world are like sculptures, motionless. Seastone is not only the nemesis of the able, its sturdiness is also very high. Without a key, it is locked by Seastone and almost impossible to open. But now this strange scene happened in front of them. Ace's Seastone handcuffs fell off themselves. Ace. Luffy yelled. After Luffy shouted, everyone came back to their senses. Catch Ace. Never let him run away. Sengoku roared. 3 Admiral started immediately. If this made Ace run away, their marine's face would be utterly disgraced. Garp, is it you? Sengoku looked at Garp with a serious look. There is absolutely no way that the Seastone handcuffs will come off on their own. And there is no sign of damage to the Seastone handcuffs. That definitely opens with a key. The only person who can do this is Garp. Although he is reluctant to believe that this is what Garp did, Garp's suspicion is now the biggest. Sengoku, you know me, and if I did it, it would never be here. Garp really didn't know what was going on. Although he also thought about doing so, he knew who he was. Then what's going on? Sengoku can't figure it out. He can save people silently in front of a few of them, which is simply impossible. Unless there is a ghost. But the insider was clearly not Garp. Then, Sengoku turned his gaze to the 3 Admiral. Akainu is impossible. Among the 3, the one who wants to kill Ace the most is the Akainu girl. It's possible that Aokiji was too close to Garp. Kizaru is the most suspicious, he has been paddling since the fight. Sengoku rationally analyzed the 3 Admirals. Then took a look at Shichibukai. Hawkeye has been injured. The bear is also almost finished. Doflamingo save lives. That doesn't exist. As for the Pirate Empress, it is even more impossible. These are the only people who can get in touch with Ace, and he can't think of anyone else. Others. Straw Hat Crew. Sengoku thought of this, and immediately turned his eyes to Straw Hat Crew. That girl. Sengoku saw Vivi and his eyes jumped slightly. Now is not the time to think about this, what you are thinking about now is how to keep the Whitebeard gang and get Ace back. Garp shouted through gritted teeth. Although he really hoped that Ace would escape, but now that he is a Marine, he has to do his duty as a Marine. Sengoku immediately picked up the phone bug on the ground and started giving orders. Zon Taomaru. Dispatch all human weapons. Not a single pirate can let go. Dispatch all the alternate forces. We must not let the Whitebeard pirates and the Straw Hat pirates escape. Garp. We're going to. Those young men can't deal with this monster Whitebeard. After Sengoku gave the order, he was ready to take action himself. In this situation, if he doesn't take action, it is really possible that Whitebeard will run away. Whitebeard. Sengoku. Garp. Long time no see. Here I am. Ha 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 ha. The voice that suddenly appeared was very loud and spread throughout the battlefield. Hear this voice. The expressions of Whitebeard, Sengoku, and Garp suddenly changed. Douglas Bullet, One Piece Roger's crew, known to have inherited the power of the devil. In order to deal with him alone, he launched a buster call. He was only 20 at the time. Although he has been in prison for 20 years, no one dares to underestimate Bullet. Followed by the voice of Bullet. A warship entered the bay. But there is no marine on the warship, and all the warships are prisoners in prison uniforms. Basque Bridge, Karina, Dai Peng, San Juan Hungry Wolf, Crocodile, Sea Man Jinbei, all are notorious pirates. These people are monsters erased from history because they are too vicious, and even the newspapers will not publish any information about these people. Who the hell let them out? Sengoku was about to explode, naval headquarters was about to collapse. Impel Down is now over. Whitebeard. Crocodile flew over after seeing Whitebeard. You really don't have a long memory. Whitebeard was helpless. Boom. Crocodile was kicked out directly. Sneak attack on our guests on the ship of our Straw Hat Pirates, do you want to die? Bai Yu appeared on the pirate ship and looked at Crocodile coldly. Bai Yu, Nami exclaimed and ran over. Hey, you are going too far, people are fighting, you are eating here, is this really okay? Bai Yu said that he also sat down and started to eat. Looking up at the captains of the Whitebeard pirates, he said, aren't you going to help Ace? If you don't help, he will die. Ah, not good, Ace, I'm here, it's all to blame for this stinky chef. What did you say? Green algae head. F***K you two together. Bai Yu kicked the two of them out, turned to look at Robin, where are Frankie and Usopp? They said they were preparing a secret weapon and they didn't know what the hell was going on. Get Wang Zhao, Robin said, whatever they are. Bai Yu waved his hand and looked at Whitebeard, Ace has been rescued, what are your plans? Gu la la la, the goal has been achieved, so naturally the team is withdrawn. Whitebeard said with a smile. I'm afraid it's not that easy to leave. Marine used all his strength this time. If they don't kill one or two big men, they won't let go. Bai Yu shook his head, the war has only started now, how can it be so easy to go at this time? Wow la la la, then make a way out. Whitebeard stood up, with a body more than 6 meters tall, coupled with a powerful aura, it was full of oppression. In front of Whitebeard, the 2-meter-tall Bai Yu was just a little bit. The naval headquarters will be handed over to you, I'll kill that red dog first. Bai Yu took the last sip of wine and stood up. The outcome doesn't matter, the red dog must die. Chapter 94. The big melee begins. Super Iron Man Frankie. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Join the battle with Impel Down, a group of vicious criminals. The battlefield was even more chaotic. The surrounding wall of marine has now become the landing ground for pirates. Ace didn't know why he ran away, and he ran away under the eyes of several of them. Copy. People Bai Yu. This bastard, he must be dealt with. If he escapes, the sea will not be calm in the future. Sengoku gritted his teeth angrily, and the sudden appearance of Straw Hat crew disrupted all his plans. He knew that behind all this, Bai Yu was playing tricks. Gu la la la, little ones. Ace has been rescued. Our goal has been achieved. Now we can retreat and go back to New World. Whitebeard immediately gave the order to retreat. Now that the goal has been achieved, there is no need to continue fighting. Retreat. Haha. Walked back to New World. Speaking of which, how did Ace rescue him? No matter how he was rescued, as long as Ace is fine, we will withdraw. Listen to Dad, get out. The pirates were immediately excited. At this time, a large number of warships appeared at the entrance of the bay. There is also a PX pacifist who looks the same as the Storm Coon Bear. Ice Age. The originally melted sea froze again. This time even the sea around naval headquarters was frozen. The pacifists enter the bay and start the slaughter. Ordinary pirates simply cannot resist the laser cannons of human weapons. The pirate ships were destroyed. 167 at this time. Super Iron Man Frankie is here. Boom. As Frankie's exaggerated voice sounded, a huge robot rushed out of Thousand Sunny. That size is no smaller than a pacifist. Great. Super Iron Man. Luffy's eyes twinkled with this golden light. Chopper didn't get any better either, his excitement was about to fall out, and his mind was already imagining himself sitting on this huge robot. Bai Yu's eyes were a little weird after seeing the steel battle suit made by Frankie. This steel suit is neither like the Mark I nor anti-Hulk armor. The upper body is very bloated and huge, but the lower body is very thin. Bai Yu was very helpless, he guessed that this was Frankie's aesthetic. When the pacifists saw Frankie, they didn't attack immediately. They are also distinguishing between friend and foe. Frankie. Laser cannon. Frankie didn't care about that, 2 huge arms raised and came together. Dazzling white lasers shot out, heading straight for the pacifists. Boom. A human weapon exploded instantly and shattered. This huge power shocked the people around. The human weapon that made them helpless was destroyed like this. Super Iron Man, BCDG. Super Iron Man. Super awesome. Super Iron Man Frankie is so handsome. Everyone rush out with Super Iron Man. The pirates shouted excitedly. Bastard. This kind of bizarre thing, Dare to compare with PX. Zon Taomaru hit the axe and roared, PX destroy them. A dozen pacifists immediately started firing laser cannons. Dazzling golden rays of light, shaking eyes cannot open. Boom, boom. A loud explosion sounded. The pirates suffered heavy casualties. Humph. How dare you go against Marine? Zon Taomaru snorted, very proud. Frankie missiles. Frankie raised his arm, and a finger-thick missile flew out. You call this a missile? Zon Taowen's face was full of disdain. In his opinion, this thing was just a special bullet. The ignorant are fearless. Frankie was about to shake his head. The voice fell. Boom. A huge explosion sounded, and another pacifist was destroyed. PX. Attack. Zon Taomaru is very angry. This is the first time a pacifist has appeared. How can he be defeated so easily? Dense lasers struck. Frankie smiled and a blue fire appeared under his feet. Boom. Huge body, soaring into the sky. Frankie cannon. Boom. Hit a pacifist again. It's not a laser cannon. Zon Taomaru shouted angrily. Do you know what name I like? Frankie scoffed. Frankie flamethrower. Stop cheating. Zon Taomaru didn't believe it this time. But after the raging flames drowned him, he believed. Damn bastard. I'm going to kill you. Zon Taomaru was scorched black, stepping on the moonwalk and thinking of Frankie. Frankie flamethrower. I don't believe you still spit fire. Boom. The flames surrounded Zon Taomaru again. Frankie iron fist. Boom. Laser shot out. Zon Taomaru fell to the ground. You despicable bastard. Zon Taomaru has never been so aggrieved. We are enemies, don't say such naive words. If you don't want to fight, just get out of the way. Frankie said coldly. Don't think about it. PX. Attack. Zon Taomaru roared and attacked Frankie with all the pacifists. The other side. That group of vicious prisoners began to frantically destroy naval headquarters. Their purpose is simple, to destroy this marine symbol. Ordinary prisoners are easy to deal with, and none of the prisoners held on the 6th floor are easy to deal with, only Vice Admiral can stop them. And Vice Admiral at naval headquarters is so much. If all these people are dealt with, no one will deal with the captains of the Whitebeard pirates. There is also Straw Hat Crew, although their people are small, but their combat power is very strong. The one that gave him the most headache was Bai Yu. What about the Bai Yu people? Sengoku suddenly discovered that there was no trace of Bai Yu on the battlefield. Cold sweat dripped from his forehead instantly. He didn't think Bai Yu would run away first. I won't let you spoil things unscrupulously here. A female voice sounded. Then a pink slash rushed out. The prisoners who were vandalizing naval headquarters were killed. Zoro immediately looked up to where the slash appeared. Such a powerful swordsman, his fighting spirit immediately rises. Not only Zoro, others were also shocked by this powerful slash. Just at this time, Uzumaki immediately appeared at the feet of the pirates in the square. It devoured a lot of pirates in an instant. Admiral Candidate Momosugi. Admiral, alternate T Dolphin. Great, helped. Marine immediately became excited when he saw the person coming. Although he is an admiral candidate, his strength is completely admiral level. With the strength of 2 admiral class, Marine's disadvantage was immediately pulled back. Wow la la la, Sengoku is still hiding a trick. Whitebeard had expected it. However, it doesn't matter now, and now Ace has been rescued. All they have to do is withdraw. As for destroying naval headquarters, he really had no interest. All he cares about is his family. Roger. Bullet roared and rushed directly to Ace. Monument. Ace was shot and flew out in an instant, spitting out a mouthful of blood. Roger's son. Too weak. Die. Bullet's voice fell and disappeared in place. Ace. Luffy roared, and Conqueror's hockey cast, shaking the surrounding marines. Armament hockey wrapped around his body, instantly opening 8 inner gates. Shocked. Open. Appeared in front of Ace in an instant, blocking Bullet's fatal blow. Chapter 95. Kizaru. Playing ape. Who is the undercover? Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. Ace. How are you? Luffy asked nervously. Luffy. Be careful. Ace growled. But it was too late. Bullet's fist had hit Luffy. Boom. Luffy flew out in an instant and crashed into the naval headquarters building. Little devil, fight against me, and dare to be distracted. Bullet slowly walked in front of Ace. Raised fist. Little devil, dare to shoot at my son in front of me. Whitebeard appears, behind Bullet. Bullet's face changed. Click. Air shatters. Bullet also flew out. Puff. A golden beam pierced Whitebeard's heart. Cough cough. Whitebeard coughed twice, bloodline flowing from the corners of his mouth. This blow pierced through his heart, and he was already very powerful without directly falling down. Just at this time, a Uzumaki appeared at Whitebeard's feet. Whitebeard's huge body sank quickly. 8-foot Chongu Jade. Kizaru's hands shone with dazzling golden light. Countless dense beams of light projectiles like Whitebeard. Dazzling bastard. Whitebeard punched the air. Kacha. The light bullet was blocked immediately, and Kizaru's body was also shattered, turning into light and falling to the ground. At this time, Akainu suddenly appeared behind Whitebeard. The huge fist formed by the magma will attack from behind. Red dog. Just waiting for you to come out. Bai Yu appears to the right of Akainu, and armament hockey wraps around. The blade was as black as ink, flickering with lightning, and the lightning was also mixed with a little green light. Hold the knife in both hands and slash down. Puff. The arm formed by the magma was cut off by the way. What? Akainu screamed. The lava that fell to the ground turned into a bloody arm. Armament hockey, plus thunder fruit and railgun and healing jutsu. These skills are fused together, and if Akainu's arm is still slashed, then these skills can be uninstalled. Don't ask why Chushui is with him and not with Zoro. Of course, good things are used by the master first, and then by the apprentice. Akainu wrapped his broken arm and looked at Bai Yu with cold eyes. The magma tumbled, forming a magma arm. Logia's ability is good, even if her hand is broken, it can grow back, but with your arm, I'm afraid you can't even do ancestral handicrafts. Bai Yu smiled and looked at Akainu, taunting him directly. Although Kai-Shi didn't understand what Bai Yu said about the ancestral craftsmanship, it didn't matter anymore. He's going to kill the bastard in front of him. Whatever it takes. Dark Hound. The magma arm went straight to Bai Yu. I'm not fighting alone. Bai Yu dodged Akainu's attack and said with a smile. Akainu widened his eyes and turned his head slowly. What greeted him was a huge fist. Boom. Akainu flew upside down. His face was covered in blood. Pelusilino. Are you still watching the fun, you bastard? Akainu roared, his hands were cut off, and he was punched in the face by Whitebeard. In the end, no one came to help him. That bastard, Kizaru, is still watching. It's terrifying, it's not easy to deal with these two together. Kizaru appears beside Akainu. Kizaru, Long asked me to give you a message, Ace can be rescued, the undercover work is here, you can go back, he is waiting for you at the Revolutionary Army base camp. Bai Yu looked at Kizaru and said seriously. Revolutionary Army. Whitebeard glanced at Bai Yu, and then at Kizaru, with a strange look in his eyes. Don't talk nonsense, when will I? Bastard, I knew it was you. Before Kizaru could finish speaking, Akainu's angry fist hit Kizaru. Silly Kaski, aren't you stupid? This is a diversion scheme. Kizaru hurriedly ducked aside and shouted angrily. Then tell me how Ace's seastone handcuffs are opened. Akainu was so angry that he didn't even care about Bai Yu, he just wanted to deal with this spy first. How did I know? Kizaru was very angry, which was obviously Bai Yu's countermeasure. And this stupid Kaski couldn't see it at all. Kizaru, stop acting, let's kill this red dog together. Bai Yu slashed towards Akainu with a slash. Bai Yu. Pelusilino. Go to hell, canine-toothed red lotus. Akainu is now dazed with anger. Don't want to hear Kizaru's explanation at all. Quote. Kizaru felt like he was going to die of anger, and shouted at Sengoku, Marshal Sengoku. Silly Kaski is crazy. Silly Kaski. What are you doing? Sengoku was already overwhelmed enough. Now this Akainu is going crazy. Wasn't this pure heart to block him? Being yelled at by Sengoku, Akainu stopped attacking Kizaru. Did your brain get eaten by a dog? How could Pelusilino be undercover? Sengoku shouted angrily. Marshal Sengoku, this is not necessarily the case. He was able to pierce Whitebeard's head just now, but he hit the heart, and it seems that he missed it. Bai Yu said with a smile. In fact, he didn't miss out, but he recovered with his healing jutsu treatment and Whitebeard's strong physique. Dot for flowers. Goo la la la, that's what it is, dazzling brat, thank you, otherwise my old life will be lost here. Whitebeard laughed too. It turns out that Kizaru Admiral is a member of the Revolutionary Army, no wonder. Kizaru Admiral, thank you for saving Ace. Kizaru Admiral, when we go back, you must come to New World to have a banquet with us. As the Revolutionary Army also their own. The surrounding pirates immediately began to chime in. Whether he's real or fake, they won't let Marines two admirals fight each other. Kizaru's face turned black in an instant, turning into golden light and rushing into the sky. A dazzling light erupted from the whole body. Don't rush to leave, kill the red dog first. Bai Yu added oil and vinegar again. 8-foot Chonguyu. With Kizaru's angry roar sounded. Countless light bombs fell into the sky. This time, Kizaru is the wolf, and the range is very huge. Complete coverage of the entire bay. Heaven's favored man, the Iron City Wall, the dragon walks, the lion roars, the tiger roars, the wolf rushes, severing the heaven and the earth before it collapses. Bakudo number 81 splitting void. On Thousand Sunny, Mei Li raised her little hand and formed an invisible shield around Thousand Sunny to protect the ship. The frozen sea in the bay was instantly shattered. The pirate ship was also sunk a lot, and the pirates and prisoners were seriously injured. Of course, they were all soldiers, and the cadres had nothing to do. Kizaru Admiral, you are so powerful. The frozen sea of Aokiji Admiral can be broken in front of you. Bai Yu gave a thumbs up with a look of admiration. The sea is melting. The evacuation plan is in motion. Whitebeard yelled. 3 huge pirate ships rushed up from the bottom of the bay. Little ones, get on board. Back to New World. Roar. The pirates ignored Marine and quickly climbed the pirate ship. Immediately, sink them. Sengoku roared and looked at Kizaru, and he was also a little suspicious. Put a big move, and kill some small minions. He also unraveled the frozen sea, the suspicion was too great. And the pirate ship of Straw Hat crew turned out to be nothing at all. This is too doubtful. Even Garp's look at Kizaru became complicated. Long is the leader of the Revolutionary Army, but also his son. Kizaru, what do you two look like? Just at this time, the broken naval headquarters suddenly began to shake. The dark blue eccentric energy engulfs the entire naval headquarters package. This energy is still spreading. 10,000. Chapter 96. Red Dog Waste. Only one move Aokiji. What's this? Could it be Marine's secret weapon? Look, naval headquarters has become human. It turned out that naval headquarters can also be deformed. What the hell is this? Everyone on the battlefield stopped fighting and looked at the ever-changing naval headquarters. Douglas Bullet. Sengoku immediately recognized this ability and roared, "Stop me." Instantly turn on the Buddha mode. The golden Buddha was raised high and shot with a palm. Boom. The powerful shock wave hit the bullet, which had not yet fully fused, and blasted a huge hole out of his body. But the void soon recovered. Sengoku, it's too late. Naval headquarters, I'll take it. Ha ha ha. Bullet has merged the entire naval headquarters, and the fusion fruit capacity is still expanding. Seems like it's going to devour everything. Bullet turns into a supergiant, with a giant fist wrapped around armament hockey. One punch to the ground. Boom. The huge impact flattened the location of Marines, 167, Department. Luffy. Ace saw Luffy being knocked out by the shock wave and rushed over immediately. You brothers have such a deep relationship, so let's die together. Dark Hound. Boom. Uncle Ming, you really don't take me seriously. Bai Yu kicked Akainu out with one kick. Bastard, I'll kill you first. Akainu immediately looked like Bai Yu. Bullet starts to attack indiscriminately. Whether it's a marine or a pirate, as long as he sees it, it's the enemy. Quick, stop him. Sengoku let out a roar. If Bullet was allowed to mess around here. It's not just about the destruction of naval headquarters. Instead, the entire Marineford will be destroyed. Ice Age. Xingqiang immediately took action to completely freeze the Bullet. Bullet directly fuses all the ice. Bone Fist. Garp appeared on Bullet's head and punched out. Boom. The enormous force made Bullet's body fall backwards continuously. 8-foot Chongu Jade. Kizaru was raised high, and the dense light bullets fell on Bullet's huge body like a torrential rain. Boom. The huge body fell to the ground. But naval headquarters was also completely destroyed. Iron Fist. Garp went straight down, punching the Bullet. Boom. The ground cracked, and a huge pit of hundreds of meters appeared. This is the power of Marine hero Garp. It's terrifying, as expected of the person who was able to chase after One Piece Roger back then. It's so strong, but fortunately I didn't shoot when I rescued Ace. Bai Yu was also a little surprised to see Garp's shot. This old guy is so old, he still has such terrifying strength. Sure enough, none of these remnants of the old era was easy to mess with. Ace, get on board. We withdraw. Jinbei, go. Bai Yu shouted loudly. Now naval headquarters has also been destroyed and Ace has been rescued. They have no need to fight anymore. Of course, he also wanted to kill the red light. None of you try to run away today. Unless I die. Akainu roared, and the huge fist formed from the lava went straight to Bai Yu. Shura. Boom. Bai Yu directly activates the exclusive skill Shura. Energy fluctuations visible to the naked eye emanate. It's like a remake of Super Saiyan. Bai Yu clenched his fists, armament hockey wrapped around, and the power of lightning flashed. One punch. Boom. The shock wave swept all around. Kacha. The fist formed from the magma shattered. Bai Yu's hand was on the handle of the knife. One knife Ryu Ihe Thunder Light. Puff. What? Akainu let out a shrill scream again. One arm is gone, and now the other is cut off. Bastard. I killed you. Akainu roared, his whole body turned into hot lava. Kizaru. Don't do it yet. Bai Yu shouted. Akainu panicked and turned back to look at Kizaru. A knife Shura. A blue light rose from Bai Yu's body and disappeared instantly. When he appeared, he was already behind Akainu. Kizaru, thank you for your cooperation. Bai Yu waved at Kizaru. This bastard. What the hell do you want to do? Kizaru was about to die of anger, and he couldn't say anything right now. Nothing, just thank you. Bai Yu swayed, turned around and was about to leave. The goal had been achieved, and the next step was to go to New World. I am going to kill you. Akainu's eyes were blood red, as if he had gone mad. How can you still walk? Don't you feel it? Bai Yu looked at Akainu and asked in confusion. What? Akainu found that both of his legs had been severed. With a scream, he fell to the ground. Stop. Momosuke stood in front of Bai Yu. Stop. Bai Yu smiled and looked at the tattoo on Momosuke's leg. Satyr, where are you looking? Momosuke felt uncomfortable when Bai Yu looked at him. If you wear such short trousers, if I don't look at it, won't it be very disrespectful to you? Bai Yu's face is full of smiles, he is very patient with beauties. Looking for death. Wong Gunline. The T-Dolphin slapped the ground with both hands, and stabbed Bai Yu with earth guns. Ring. Bai Yu disappeared. So fast. Peach is not surprised. It's a good knife. Bai Yu appears behind Momoshiki. And the famous sword Jinsaluo on Momoshiki's waist also fell in his hands. 17. Momoshiki's eyes widened. She was also an admiral candidate. Although her strength might be inferior to that of admiral, she was definitely not weak. However, he didn't even realize how Bai Yu took her knife. Bastard! How dare you grab Momoshiki's knife? The T-Dolphin was instantly furious, buried. A huge coffin made of mud. You wretched fellow, go to hell. Bai Yu's voice appeared behind Sha Dolphin. Puff. Blood splattered. T-Ju fell to the ground. T. Momoshiki exclaimed, even though she hated this person. But after all, after so many years of work, there are still some feelings. Miss Momoshiki, goodbye. Bai Yu turned around and left. He didn't plan to shoot Momoshiki. Bastard. Don't even try to leave. Momoshiki rushed towards Bai Yu. However, Bai Yu directly activated the Thunder Fruit ability and instantly disappeared in place. When he reappeared, he was already back on the pirate ship. With his current physical strength, he can only last for about 3 minutes at most when his firepower is fully on. Now that the time has come, what are you still doing? Bai Yu is back. Run away. Luffy was in a very happy mood, saved Ace, and made a big fuss. You're almost done, you can go. Monkey D. Luffy. Smoker roared and rushed forward. You again. Luffy frowned. Rubber pistol. Comment. Smoker flew backwards. So weak Logia. Enel glanced at Smoker and said contemptuously. Puff. Smoker was not injured by Lu 3.6 Fei, but he vomited blood when Enel made the knife. Don't think about leaving. Sengoku fell into the sky and slapped Thousand Sunny with his palm. If this were hit, the ship would definitely be shattered to pieces. Frankie. Run. Bai Yu hurriedly shouted that he didn't have the strength to fight Sengoku now. Ice Age. Xingqiang froze the sea again. Aokiji, do you know this trick? Are you annoying? You've been frozen a few times. Bai Yu shouted very depressed. There is no way, if you let you run away, then Marine has failed completely this time, and you mustn't let you run away. Xingqiang shook his head. If he could, he didn't want to do it. Sengoku, you're too embarrassed to shoot at a group of goblins. Whitebeard's presence blocked Sengoku's soaring haul. Yesterday noise. Whitebeard shattered the frozen sea with a punch. Little ones. Go. Back to the new world. Don't think about it. Ice Age. Chapter 97. Blackbeard reappears. Is Luffy dying? The whole place fell silent in an instant. During this time, the seawater froze 3 or 4 times back and forth. And this time Whitebeard just shattered the ice. Aokiji was frozen again. This is simply the provocation of Kai Guago. I come. Fire punch. Jumping into the sky and hitting the ice is a punch. Seawater thaws quickly. Ice Age. Xingqiang was frozen again. Dahai. I'm too hard. Sanji. Go get me something to eat and I'll recover. Bai Yu gritted his teeth and said, if he hadn't chopped off Aokiji, it would be hard to understand what he hated. Are you out of energy? That would be great. Kizaru appeared in midair, golden light shining all over his body. If he doesn't catch Bai Yu today, then his suspicion of being an undercover agent will never be cleared. Standing too high is easy to be struck by lightning. Enel's voice fell, and a thunderstorm fell from the sky. Hit Kizaru directly. Almost forgot you existed. Thunder Fruit. 12 is really scary. Kizaru appeared again. Then have you forgotten us? Marco flew right in front of Kizaru with a kick. Boom. Kizaru flew backwards. Marco, this kick is really heavy. Kizaru moved his shoulders. Have you ever been kicked by the speed of light? Boom. Marco flew upside down. This kick is really heavy. Fire punch. Ace melts the sea again. The Ice Age. I'll freeze your head. Bai Yu kicked Aokiji into the air. Ice Age. Xingqiang relentlessly froze again. Can you do a different trick? Bai Yu is really convinced. This group is doing it with the sea. No, this is the only way to restrict you and prevent you from leaving. Xingqiang shook his head. Okay, since you don't want us to go, let's keep fighting. Bai Yu's anger also came up. If you want to fight, keep fighting. The battle, which had already been suspended, broke out again. There are too many people in Marine. How come there are so many people? Nami's forehead started to sweat. Her battle not only consumes physical strength, but also consumes Bailey. Okay, leave the soldier to me. Usopp came out of the cabin. Carrying a backpack. The backpack has 2 tubes attached to the hands. Wow, Usopp is so handsome. Luffy's eyes started to light up immediately. Let you see the ultimate form of my Yan Shuangying Usopp. Usopp took out a gun from his waist, and a knife. Jumped straight off the pirate ship. Boom. Fell on the ice. Cut. All the people on the boat looked contemptuous. Error. It's just. Usopp got up and patted the clothes. Do not move. A marine holds a gun to Usopp's head. Hey, the last thing I like is someone putting a gun to my head. Believe it or not, you can see your brain in the next second. Usopp's temperament has completely changed. Personality switch. I do not believe. Time up. Monument. The voice fell, and a bullet pierced Marine's forehead. The moment he saw the bullet, he believed. Shoot. Kill him. Marines all around immediately pulled the trigger. Some people always think they can kill me, but unfortunately they can't do it until they die. Usopp's figure disappeared. Bang bang. Bullets flew, and long knives were swung. Blood and bullets danced in the air. If killing is an art. Now Usopp is taking this art to the ultimate. Run. This guy is the devil. Run. Can you run away? Usopp's voice came to the fleeing Marine's ears. The timid one fell to the ground in fright. The daring, all died. In just a moment, the hundreds of Marines who came around fell to the ground, and there was no one alive. How scary is this guy after switching his personality? Nami felt a little shudder looking at Usopp of Daihatsu Kamui. Especially the tone of voice. Lots of corpses. Ho ho ho, come out, skeleton warriors. Magic surges. The corpses that fell to the ground all turned into skeleton warriors. Brook, can you not laugh? Nami frowned. Brook's laughter was fine in normal times, but it sounded a little weird on this battlefield. Miss Nami, can you show me your panties? Boom. Go to hell. Nami directly knocked Brook out. I'm dead, roar roar. Suddenly, Bai Yu frowned, and his observation Hawkeye felt a familiar aura. Hey ha ha ha, I can't believe Akainu's hands and feet have been abolished. Bai Yu, your time of death is here. Blackbeard laughed and killed the half-dead Akainu. Take out a black cloth and cover Akainu. Damn it. Bai Yu immediately swung a slash, heading straight for Blackbeard. When a prisoner blocked Bai Yu's slash with a knife. Aokiji also noticed the situation, stopped attacking Bai Yu, and turned to attack Blackbeard. Puck. Blackbeard even had black cloth, and the prisoner who blocked Bai Yu's slash was also frozen. However, the ice cubes on the black cloth began to melt, and red light flashed inside. Akainu. Aokiji was stunned for a moment. Akainu had already passed out, how could he still burst out with 167 energy? The black cloth burned. Blackbeard's figure appeared, half of his body was black, and half of his body was magma. Hey ha ha ha, I originally wanted Paramesha, but I didn't expect to have an unexpected harvest. Here comes a Logia. Blackbeard laughed complacently. Teach. When Ace saw Blackbeard, he was extremely angry, and without any hesitation, he rushed over. Fire punch. Great eruption. Fire and lava collided. Ace. Your fire can't hurt my magma. Blackbeard's voice fell, and the lava erupted. Ace flew upside down instantly. Arms were burned. Ace. You bastard. It's you who caught Ace. I'm going to kill you. Luffy roared, and instantly entered second gear, thinking Blackbeard. Luffy. Don't go. Ace shouted, but it was too late. Rubber-painted pistol. Boom. Dark water. Blackbeard grabbed Luffy's fist. The state of Luffy's second gear disappeared instantly. Rubber is also afraid of heat. Blackbeard grabbed Luffy's neck and the other arm turned into lava. Roll. A thunderous roar sounded. Blackbeard turned his head and saw that he was greeted by a dark iron fist. Chapter 98. Garp beats Blackbeard. Boom. With a powerful fist, Blackbeard was directly knocked out. There were not too many teeth, and a few were knocked out. The battlefield suddenly quieted down. Because it was none other than Garp who rescued Luffy. Blackbeard. How dare you kill silly Kasky? I will avenge him. Garp clenched his iron fists and looked at Blackbeard coldly. Avenge silly Cass. Don't say other people don't believe it, not even Sengoku. But now no one can find a reason to refute it. Akainu was abolished by Bai Yu, but he didn't kill him directly. It was Blackbeard who killed Akainu. Marine should also avenge Akainu. But when the words came out of Garp's mouth, the taste was a little different. Especially since Garp did it after Blackbeard caught Luffy. The purpose of this is indeed doubtful. Grandpa, who is silly Kasky? Luffy asked with a confused expression. This grandfather called out, and the eyes around him became even more strange. Garp's face darkened. This silly grandson. Boom. One kick kicked Luffy out and landed directly on Bai Yu's side. It hurts, Grandpa, why are you kicking me? Luffy said with dissatisfaction. Okay, your grandpa is Marine, isn't it normal for him to beat you? Bai Yu is very helpless, if this silly boy doesn't have the aura of the protagonist. Without such a good family background, it is estimated that he would have died long ago. My grandpa is only Vice Admiral, he can't beat Blackbeard, can he? Luffy looked worried. Vice Admiral. Bai Yu is really speechless. Garp's position is Vice Admiral, but his strength is not Vice Admiral. How could the strength of those who were able to chase after One Piece Roger everywhere be poor? It's just that he doesn't want to be promoted to Admiral. As for Blackbeard, he was also a little surprised. He didn't expect that this guy would kill Akainu and take Logia's lava fruit. However, even so, it wasn't enough for Blackbeard to beat Garp. Meteor Volcano Girl. Blackbeard launched his ultimate move directly. The magma fist like a meteor fell from the sky, and the square instantly turned into a sea of fire. Frozen seas are also melted by hot magma. Marines, pirates, prisoners, countless casualties. Hawkeye glanced at Blackbeard, then at Zoro, put the black knife on his back, turned and left naval headquarters. Hawkeye, are you leaving now? Doflamingo shouted while sitting on the pile of corpses. This battle has no meaning. After Hawkeye finished speaking, he left without looking back. Looks like I should go too. Doflamingo looked at the situation at the scene and already had a plan in his mind. The battle was won by the moment Ace was freed, and Marine had already lost. Continue to fight now, just don't want to admit your failure. Even if the live broadcast is closed, the outside world will not be able to see it for the time being. But the outside world knows that too sooner or later. At this time, the live video actually opened. However, what appears in the picture is a red-nosed clown. Then the screen turned to the battlefield. How tragic. How many people died? Wait, is that body on the ground Admiral Akainu? Marine Admiral dead. Breaking news. Marine Admiral Akainu is dead. Quick, contact headquarters. Great news. Journalists are crazy. The naval headquarters' highest combat power is 3 Admiral. Now Akainu, one of the 3 admirals, is dead. At this moment, the picture turns to the naval headquarters, which has been razed to the ground. The naval headquarters was destroyed, Admiral Akainu was killed, Firefist Ace was successfully rescued, Marine was utterly defeated, but still fighting and making senseless sacrifices. Look, everyone, this is the righteous Marine, and his companion fell to the ground and was seriously injured and no one could save him. Do you know how Admiral Akainu died? By Marine. After Akainu was injured, no one went to treat him, and no one went to bring him to safety. Of course, there is no safe place on the battlefield. However, if someone treats Akainu in time, they won't be killed by Blackbeard, and Akainu's fruit ability was also taken away by that guy Blackbeard by strange means. Now the Marine hero Garp is fighting against Blackbeard. As you can see, Blackbeard has the ability of 2 devil fruits, and a strange way to steal the ability of others. At this time, you must be wondering who I am. The screen switches back to the clown Buggy again. Who is this guy? Whoever he is, we'll see the battlefield. Get out of the way. For those who watch the live broadcast, Buggy is naturally inaudible. Now he is completely silent in his own world. Who am I? I'm Roger's crew, I'm a witness to this war, and I'll be the next One Piece. The treasures of the world are mine. Ha 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 ha. Buggy laughed excitedly. He didn't notice at all Sengoku's gloomy face. After getting rid of Whitebeard, he appeared behind Buggy in an instant, raising his fist as a punch. Boom. The powerful shock wave instantly blasted the Buggy group out. This guy is really useful. Bai Yu smiled. He brought Buggy out, that's what he wanted. Did you bring it here? Xingqiang looked at Bai Yu gloomily. I'm here to help you. After this war, Sengoku will definitely retire. When there is no Akainu to compete with you, Kizaru obviously doesn't want to be a marshal. Then you will be Marshal Marine. Bai Yu didn't make a move either, his physical strength has not yet fully recovered, and he is not in a hurry to move get Wang Zhao. Kizaru has already been doused with dirty water by him, and the next victim is Aokiji. Are you helping me? Xingqiang looked at the people around him and said with gnashing teeth. In a sense, I did help you, so you don't have to worry about the sea, we will meet in New World, when you become Marshal Marine, then I will send you a pair of wreaths, no, it's a pair of flowers. Bai Yu said and went back to the pirate ship to watch Garp's battle. No one dared to approach Thousand Sunny right now. Thousand Sunny has become the only pure land on this battlefield. Blackbeard was nearly unstoppable by Garp. Mouth full of teeth were knocked out. No way, Garp's armament hockey is too powerful. And it was purely physical output, Blackbeard was beaten and screamed again and again. At this moment, a giant dragon appeared in the sky. Chapter 99. Bai Yu and Kaido's gambling fight. The appearance of the giant dragon immediately attracted everyone's attention. Why is this bastard here? Garp frowned. The battlefield is chaotic enough now. At this time, Kaido fills in another kick, and Marineford is really going to sink. Blackbeard saw the dragon in the sky, and cold sweat broke out on his face. Seeing that Garp was stunned, he ran away without saying a word. Hurry up and run. Seeing Kaido coming, Doflamingo was also startled and quickly left the battlefield. Out of the 4-7 warlords of the sea, only Kuro-kun and Boa Hancock are left. However, the Empress never made a move, and hid and watched the play. The number of Violent Kun bear shots is also very small, and now the Violent Kun can still be conscious. The dragon plummeted from the sky and landed in front of Whitebeard. Thunder 8 trigrams. Without any nonsense, the attack was launched directly. Whitebeard clenched the naginata in both hands and swung it vigorously. Boom. The two weapons did not collide. But the power that erupted was extremely terrifying. The collision of Conqueror's Haki. With the two at the center, the mighty Conqueror's Haki radiates all around. Those with insufficient strength were instantly stunned and fell to the ground. So strong. 167 inches. Bai Yu was also a little shocked. The battle between the strongest man and the strongest creature is really shocking. The two of them made every move with great power. Marineford, already dilapidated, was crumbling. I can't let you guys make trouble here. Sengoku rushed up and separated the two. You created this battlefield, Sengoku. Whitebeard had no intention of stopping. Garp appeared beside Sengoku. Whitebeard. Stop here. Goo la la la, it's not like I say stop now. Whitebeard looked at both Sengoku and Kaido. Kaido is a lunatic, since he ran here, how could he just leave so easily? Sengoku lost so thoroughly this time, and would not let them go easily. Aokiji and Kizaru also stood beside Sengoku and Garp. Momoshige, with a group of vice admiral, also sided with Marine. There were a dozen captains behind Whitebeard. Straw Hat crew also has a dozen people. Only Kaido is alone. You fight, my purpose is not you, but him. Kaido said and looked at Bai Yu. Bai Yu was stunned for a moment, completely unaware that Kaido was actually looking for him. Copy. People Bai Yu, come and fight me. Kaido said it very directly. Do not hit. Bai Yu directly refused, his physical strength has only recovered half, and he can't use a sword Rakshasa to fight Kaido this monster, unless he is stupid. At the same time, he also secretly gave Frankie a look, ready to run away. That's up to you. Kaido jumped up, raised his mace high, and smashed it towards the pirate ship. Don't blame me if you die. Bai Yu roared and opened Shura. Pull the knife out of the sheath. Slashing to the sky and boom. Kaido stepped aside, looked at Bai Yu and said, are you still a great swordsman? I'm still your father. Bai Yu's voice fell, and a coin popped out. Super electromagnetic cannon. Kaido's mace wrapped around Hawkeye and swung it out. Boom. The railgun was blocked. God punishment. Boom. Thunder fell from the sky and landed directly on Kaido. One knife flow IHE thunder. Bai Yu instantly appeared behind Kaido. You actually have Conqueror's Haki. No, there are other powers. Kaido looked down at his wound and looked at Bai Yu in shock. With this knife, only BCDG was slightly injured. You really deserve the title of the strongest creature. Although Bai Yu knew that this knife would not kill Kaido, he was still a little depressed when he saw that he was only injured a little. This physical strength is really unmatched. There are not many people who can hurt me. You are more and more interesting to me. Kaido was excited, picked up his mace and prepared to attack again. Wait a minute, you have to let me know, why are you fighting with me? Bai Yu hurriedly shouted that he really didn't know what Kaido was looking for him for. He didn't believe Kaido just wanted to fight. Your strength is too boring to play with a group of newcomers. Join my beasts pirates and let's fight for the world together. Kaido's loud invitation. Go and conquer the world by yourself, I don't have that interest. Bai Yu decisively refused. Don't say that he doesn't have the idea of hegemony, even if he does, he won't be with Kaido this lunatic. Isn't it bad to have Straw Hat crew? Then beat you down and take you away. Kaido said and raised his mace. It's better than this, if you can really beat me down, I will join your pirate group, if you are beaten down by me, you will disband your beasts pirates, join our Straw Hat crew, don't you dare to gamble. Bai Yu was also a little discouraged when he thought of Kaido's pervert physique and green dragon fruit. And he knew that the fight between him and Kaido was inevitable today. Are you sure you want to bet with me? Kaido looked at Bai Yu in surprise. Of course, you wouldn't be afraid, would you? Bai Yu smiled and looked at Kaido. Okay, I'll be blind to you. I hope I can keep my promise. Kaido nodded in agreement immediately. I will definitely keep my promise, I'm afraid you won't. Bai Yu has already made up his mind, if he really can't beat him, he will just run. If there is no result, it is not a loss. Then let's get started. Kaido's voice fell, and he rushed over. I'm afraid you won't make it. Bai Yu took out his knife and fought Kaido. His Shura skill devoured 20 zone devil fruits, even if his power was not as strong as Kaido's, it was not much worse. Coupled with the sharpness of the supreme knife in his hand, he is not afraid of the Kaido mace at all. It's just that Kaido's Conqueror's Haki winding is a bit of a hassle. But this is also a good helper for his cultivation. If he can learn Conqueror's entanglement, then his strength will definitely improve a lot. At this time, a group of people wearing white clothes and masks appeared on the battlefield. Chapter 100. 8 Inner Gates Formation. On. Light. Inappropriate moments in sports. Learn more. This group of people in white suits and various masks appeared. Immediately attracted the attention of the battlefield. The naval headquarters are all ruined. Sengoku, your plan really didn't work. The leading man in the red mask said. Not only the naval headquarters was destroyed, but even the Impel Down was destroyed. Sengoku, you are fully responsible. Another white masked man said. You'd better take down these pirates first and then talk about the slang. Sengoku is very angry right now. Naval headquarters was destroyed and one of the 3 major forces died. Admiral Alternate also died. One. Also lost a great sword. More than half of the 100,000 elite marines were killed or injured. This is not the level of injury. It's just trash and a few newcomers and 2 immortals. The man in the red mask waved his hand in disdain, and the people behind him immediately started to do it. Almost all of the people in the CP organization are Grandmaster 6. For ordinary pirates, it is really overwhelming strength. I'll deal with the Straw Hat crew, and the rest will be left to you. The man in the red mask explained to the man in the white mask and disappeared. Usopp's eyes flickered as he was fighting. Holding the long knife in his hand tightly, there is current surging on the long knife. He waved violently into the air. The man in the red mask stopped. Strong observation Haki, unfortunately still. Bang bang bang. Usopp was too lazy to talk nonsense and fired 3 shots. The bullet carries an electric arc and is extremely fast. It was developed by him and Frankie based on Enel's thunder fruit and Nami's railgun. Both knives and guns can unleash lightning, increasing speed and destructive power. The backpack behind him is a device for storing electricity. Iron body. The man in the red mask shouted confidently. Bang bang bang. Bullets hit him with absolutely no effect. Fall directly to the ground. But this is not an ordinary bullet, but a bullet with the power of lightning. Although the current carried was not much, it also made his body numb. Usopp is just a knife. System. The red, masked man disappears. Usopp, holding the gun, immediately shot behind him. Bang bang bang. 3 bullets flew out. Fly finger pistol. The bullet was shattered in the air. Tempest kick. Usopp turned quickly and blocked Tempest kick's slash with his knife. Then shot again. What a great shooter. The man in the red mask let out an exclamation. He had seen too many gunmen, but it was the first time he had encountered such a gunman. It can be said to be impeccable. There are absolutely no weaknesses in the body. It is almost impossible to defeat such a person with skill. It can only be suppressed with stronger force. Usopp is also serious, without a glance. He could feel the power of this masked person, so he didn't dare to be careless. Cut. The masked man disappeared again. Usopp strikes. Boom. The masked man blocked the knife. Usopp's hand with the gun was about to fire when he was caught. Boom. The masked man flew Usopp out with one kick. Usopp. Franky yelled and rushed over. Franky iron fist. Pure white laser flies out. Never trust the moves that Franky calls out. Interesting armor. The masked man disappeared again and appeared behind Franky. Boom. Franky also flew out. The steel battle suit on his body was also shattered by this punch. Skull Warrior. Kill him. Brook immediately commanded the skeleton warrior to attack. Luffy took advantage of this time to pull the 2 of them into the pirate ship. The pirate ship is nice. The masked man disappeared in place and appeared in the bow of the ship. Boom. The lion's head was knocked out in half with one kick. Asshole. Sanji roared and rushed over. Boom. The 2 bumped their legs together. The skill is good, but the strength is too weak. The masked man commented, and then the strength on his feet increased. Boom. Sanji flew straight out, crashed into the pirate ship, and knocked out a big hole. Armament hockey wrapped around the masked man's legs. Tempest kick. The sharp slash went straight to the mast. Vivi quickly transformed into a giant shield. Boom. The slash was instant, but Vivi also fell to the ground. Asshole. Luffy's anger rose, and the 8 inner gates opened instantly. View gate. Open. Rubber cyclone. Iron body. Boom. The masked man flew out directly. What a powerful force. Straw Hat Luffy. Nice. The masked man wiped the bloodline from the corner of his mouth. For flowers. Damn you. Luffy roared and disappeared instantly. So fast. The masked man exclaimed. Research. The masked man was kicked into the sky by Luffy. To the peacock. Luffy roared, and his fist started to attack frantically. Flames bloom in the air. Boom. The masked man fell to the ground. Looks like you can't handle the Straw Hat crew on your own. The man in the white mask appeared beside the man in the red mask. Stop talking nonsense. Come back soon. The man in the red mask roared. The white masked man actually merged directly with the red masked man and became one person. The injury on the man with the red mask recovered instantly, and even the clothes and mask were completely restored. However, the mask became half red and half white. And the breath on the body is more powerful. What is this? It's disgusting. Nami frowned when he saw that the 2 men actually fused together. It was disgusting. It seems that he is also a capable person. This person is very difficult to deal with. Be careful. Robin frowned slightly. CPOs are very special beings. They only obey celestial dragons. Known as the strongest shield of celestial dragons, all members are top powerhouses. The person in front of him is undoubtedly the leader of the CPO, and he is definitely not easy to deal with. Shocked. Open. Luffy opens the 7th gate again. Disappeared in place. Boom. Luffy punched the masked man. However, the masked man has nothing at all. Very powerful. The masked man said indifferently, grabbed Luffy's wrist, and clenched his other hand into a fist. The king's judgment. Boom. Luffy flew out in an instant and crashed into the rubble. Luffy. Ace yelled, fire fist. From a punch full of rage. One Piece's child. Are disappear from this world. The masked man appeared in front of Ace, and his arm instantly penetrated Ace's chest. Ace. Luffy shouted, and red light began to appear all over his body. Can you still have such a powerful force? The masked man threw Ace aside, looked at Luffy with interest, and did not rush to shoot. Luffy's thumb is on his heart. There is the last gate of the 8 inner gates, the gate of death. 8 inner gates formation. Open. 1.